Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. We're back. Act 4 starting now. Um, I'm going to start by just yapping while we wait for everybody to get here. And by everybody, I mean, I don't know who else. But I have a bunch of theories. I don't know why I have so many damn theories. I've been writing this down just basically today, and I've already got way more than I've had. So let's just get started. Orlum probably did in fact take advantage of Genzo. Genzo was drunk. Orlum might have had years of pent-up anger, has no good outlet to learn healthy relationships. Hi, Lacey. We're going over my theories. Okay, so I just rambled what I just wrote on my phone while I was at work, so that probably was very nonsensical. Let me explain. I believe, after finishing Act 3, that Orlum there's a really good chance that he probably did take advantage of Genzo. I don't know how severe. I don't know how, it could have just been emotionally, could have been physically, could have been sexually, could have been all three. I don't know. But I have a really strong feeling that did in fact happen, and that's why Genzo was very angry at him, and would honestly justify a lot of his anger towards him and why he feels like Iggy shouldn't even give Orlum the time of day. I completely identify with that, and that's kind of sad to think about, but I'm excited to confirm or deny that. But I feel like it's got to be justified, right? Next is Gidget trying to like herself through liking Iggy. If Iggy likes her womanhood, then maybe she might also. So basically, because I know, unfortunately spoiled, that a while ago, that Gidget is non-binary eventually and has gender dysphoria, I have this, and she highlighted this probably the most in Act 3 most recently, and she was just saying that she wanted to get rid of her fat lumps, and she's like, I did this all for you, Iggy, really putting that on him, and I can understand that mentality that she has with that, and basically, I mean, I don't think that's even a crazy theory. I think that's probably just what is going on, is that she likes Iggy, and if Iggy was able to like her back the way that she is, then she wouldn't feel like she needs to change herself. So that's kind of sad, but we'll definitely probably 1000% confirm what's going on with Gidget in Act 4, since it's going to be predominantly focused on her, from my understanding. I played Save the Last Dance between when I streamed on Tuesday and today, because I wanted to look at it from the gaze of somebody who's actually played our Wonderland now, and not just somebody who, that's what got me into it. And there was a lot of stuff that I forgot, and obviously with the added context, I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. So some things were added. There's a line that Orlum says to Genzo, and he's just like, all the great memories we have, blah, 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 as they're dancing. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, did these motherfuckers go into Wonderland, just them two? I mean, they could have. They definitely could have. I don't know if it was just that. It could have just been everybody was in Wonderland and they made memories together while they were there, which is fair, with everybody else. But I wonder how many, like, they've made references to that they've gone to Wonderland by themselves without the rest of the group, which I think is crazy. But it's just like, okay, fuck it, why not? You know? Next was, our Wonderland is a simulation. I sound insane. I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I legit was just like, maybe Wonderland isn't real, okay? And it's their way of like it's real, but it's not real. So like it's their collective consciousness coming together to fix all their issues, and then hopefully by the end of the simulation they'll all like be better, and then they won't need to go back into Wonderland, so to speak. I know that sounds stupid because like I know they die and they actually have physical, you know, ailments and stuff, but like if the simulation's real enough, then maybe I'm just thinking too deep, and I realize that. But you know, it's a theory, a game theory. I don't fucking know, you know, like prove me wrong. Next is when Gidget gouges out her eye. Okay, this was just me pointing out something that I completely missed. The cleverness of it last stream. When Gidget gouges out her eyes, spoilers, with the scissors, it like stabs us right and like actually takes it out of her socket. She says, you've always had trouble seeing what was right in front of you. And I thought it was clever at the moment because I was like, oh yeah, he wears glasses, you know, nearsighted, whatever, or farsighted in this instance. And then I didn't realize that she was also referring to how oblivious he fucking is and how he can't see how much she cares for him, even though it's right. It's like she makes it so obvious. And I love that. I love that it's a double entendre. I love that going back over it and re-listening to it. It's just like, God damn, the writing. Go off, Carrot. Jesus. Good shit. Honestly, there's so much good writing that I feel like I could spend like every line being like, oh my gosh, this is so good, and this is so good, and this is so good. But we would literally never get anywhere. So just know, broad statement, that the writing eats really, really hard. Next is Arc 3 is the closest to being in Orlom's head. And what I meant by this is that, like, the parallels between Iggy and Orlom, two sides of the same coin, honestly, it's more just, like, Iggy becoming Orlom, basically, in some senses, in Act 3, and I feel like that's the closest we're ever going to get to really understanding Orlom's psyche, was just by being in Iggy's head. Like, Orlom has a lot of pent-up anger, he takes it out, and, like, obviously, you see him even control himself, but then, like, when Genzo says certain things, it, like, makes him snap, and, you know, he's just, like, always walking this tight wire of just unhinged. So I thought that was interesting. And that's what I meant by that. Also, to add to that, I feel like Orlom feels more like a villain to me than he ever did. And I know that sounds crazy because we just did Act 3, and there was a lot of sympathetic moments, and I'm not taking any of the sympathy away from Orlom at all. It just feels like he is a lot bigger of a villain than I was expecting because, like, even though he did treat Iggy nicer, he also still did take advantage. Like, they were not in love. There was not, like, a lot of purity to that relationship, in my opinion. Like, I mean, bits and pieces here and there, you could really dig into it, but I don't think it was to the level that the relationship between Iggy and Genzo is, and I have no idea what the relationship between Iggy and Gidget's gonna be, so we'll see. It might be lesser, it might be more, who fucking knows. Next was Bucks hearing that voice, everyone hears that voice, Sadie. I think that voice that you hear at the end of Act 3, which I thought was a brilliant moment, was probably my favorite moment in the entire act, was when the voice was just, like, tearing into Iggy and being like, you're just a piece of shit, you're no good. And that could just be his internal voice, that could be Sadie, that could be just some, you know, it could be some meta breaking, it could be Carrot for all we fucking know, it could be Evil Joy, you know, I don't know. But I feel like that voice isn't just central to Iggy and also gets to Buxley specifically. And Bucks wants to, like, they always freak out about the noise, like, when you come around and they're like, oh my god, who's making all that noise? And then, like, that's what drove them to kill Sadie in the first place. So, like, I think they also get the voices probably more than anybody else does, and so that's why they need that quiet, or maybe, like, the rhythmic chopping of wood to kind of, like, drown it out or something. I don't know. Insane shit. But I was just thinking about that, and I was like, I bet you Buxley's getting the most of it, as she fucking should, as she should, if I'm right. So, and then last but not least is Iggy's a good friend when he's around. It wasn't just that one thing he did for Orlom. Yeah, I guess it was just like Act 3 proved to me that Iggy has multiple moments of being a good friend to Orlom, which is good, which is nice to know. He wasn't always just like a terrible person to him. However, it could only happen when he was around to even notice it, you know, and Iggy struggles with just not being there for his friends. He is not physically present. He is not emotionally present for his friends. And that's where a lot of this anguish and shit is coming from. So I'm like, well, you know, maybe if you're just around more Iggy, you could fix a lot of your issues. And I get it. You know, I'm not saying he's bad for that. You know, we're all guilty of it. But, so those were all my thoughts and theories currently. I'm sure I'll have 1,000 more as we go on. I'm very, very excited to start Act 4. So let's not waste another second. And let's load. Again, I have to remind myself. Let's load and get into Act 4. It said Act 3 in the thing, but I think this is our last one. So let's hope I'm right. Why am I in such a cold sweat? My heart feels like it's going 90 miles an hour in my chest. I don't even wait for Mrs. Donish to drop her bottle, instead rolling out of bed and stumbling towards the bathroom. Okay, this is different, so. I go immediately to the mirror, looking at myself, studying myself. I bring my hand back to my throat, almost as though expecting to see some sort of, I don't even know, to be honest. But there's nothing. Just my pasty-ass neck. With the little mole above my collarbone. See, he roasts himself before I even get a chance to. Damn. And the rest of my face looks normal, too. Well, besides the 2-ton boulders beneath my eyes, for some reason, I look like I haven't slept in weeks. I bring a palm to my forehead. Gidget time! Hell yeah! Hi, Gray. Glad you could stop by. We're jumping right into it. You haven't missed not even a second, because I was going about theories and thoughts before I even started. Wiping at the clammy beads of sweat, then simply stand there, leaning against the sink until the nagging sense of disconnection finally begins to recede. Finally, I drag myself out of the bathroom, blinking at the sun, drawing patterns across my apartment floor. God, his apartment's so gorgeous. Why does it look like I haven't been here in a long time? Weeks. Months, even. What do you mean? This is new information, what the fuck? Like coming back home from a very long vacation. Okay, so are all these acts canon or something? I don't want to speculate. I sigh, chewing the inside of my cheek. Then wander towards the kitchen to start the coffee pot. Maybe some caffeine will dissipate the aura of unease clouding my heart. Once the pot is brewing, I pull out my box of chocolate rice snappers and fill up a bowl, and when I raise my spoon to begin my feast, my appetite suddenly recedes me. Maybe they all happen. Is it a time loop? See, that's the thing. I don't know what the conventions of Wonderland. Now, Carrot has said that it is like a loop and that everything could be considered canon, which makes me think that it's either like a simulation so that they can go through the same thing over and over again but never truly die. You know, they just die in the simulation and Wonderland is the simulation in my head. And I'm not saying it's actually a simulation. I'm saying that it's like adjacent to one or equivalent to one, but I felt like that was thinking too deep, but then again, that would explain a lot. And then that way they're able to like test and you know, till they get it right, basically. So that's where I'm sitting at right now. That's what makes the most sense to me. And why they kind of remember some things that happened in the past, because like they are making progression, but the same things happen again and again, but they happen slightly differently depending on how much knowledge they know. So I don't know, man. Shit's crazy. The thought of eating anything is somehow repulsive to me. That's kind of the vibes. And also because each route is about getting closer to each of your friends. Yeah, and I like that. I like that explanation. I think it's a really good explanation of keeping them all canon while also like, I don't know, it like doesn't take the stakes away because it's not like it was a dream, you know, like it wasn't, it was something that really did happen and really like those feelings were real and shit. And they all, and that makes sense that all the routes are considered canon if it works that way, because it's like, yeah, you did have these relationships with these specific characters through all this time, but obviously they go away because the simulation ended or whatever. So I carved this one myself. Oh, he can't eat a cereal because he thinks he's eating Genzo. Not me. I ate my hot wings immediately after and I was like, yummy. I didn't care. The words poke and claw at the back of my brain like a spider uncurling. What is up with the spiders? What the fuck is up? Gidget? I wanted to make sure it was done perfectly. My breath hitches. I shake my head, bite down on my tongue, willing away the feeling of dread crawling up my midsection. I also think this is interesting too, because even though he had like a good relationship with Orlam, good, quote unquote, it obviously wasn't good, and now that Iggy's back to his normal self and not his Wonderland self, he has negative associations with it and not positive. Whereas like when you moved from Act 2 to Act 3, he felt like Genzo's presence missing and he wanted to see him. And so there's like a very, very different dynamic going on there. And I like that Orlam is more of a villain type character, you know, like the Orlam in the real world is very separate from the Orlam in the Wonderland world. So I like them both though. I like them both. Out of sight and out of mind. I rub up my face and pour myself a cup of coffee, then head for my desk. I stand there for a moment just looking at it, looking at my keyboard, looking at my monitor. I have to work. I have deadlines, projects due, but I just don't care. And also, if it's been weeks or months, then nothing to worry about. I walk over to my couch instead and slump down on the cushion. Yeah, fuck that job. I'll work eventually. Maybe I'll just take a little time first to clear my head. I take a sip of my coffee, then another. I stare at the black screen of my television, my shelves of games and DVDs, my ceramic pumpkin candle holders that I never put away after last fall. Aw. I take a third sip. What am I waiting for? I don't know. But I'm definitely waiting for something. My mind drifts to Orlam for some reason. I hope he's okay. I catch myself. Why wouldn't he be okay? I just saw him yesterday, didn't I? And he was fine. Completely fine. Just fine. So I give myself a shake, snap myself out of it, and go back to my staring. I don't know why, but I just can't seem to make myself care about anything. At the moment, my phone goes off. Fuck shit. The sudden noise about gives me a heart attack, and as a jolt of surprise, I send about half my cup of coffee onto my shirt. God fucking... I managed to answer it. Anyway, trying to rub... Hey, Hunar. What's up? Oh, this is such a clever format, especially for visual novels. Like, it's like how you would replay the game to get different routes, but that's actually in text. Yeah! And, like, even though I got the bad ends, or, like, you know, I reloaded and got to the good ends or whatever, like, all canon. Like, they all are considered, like, something that can happen. And it even goes as far as, like, not only is the stuff in-game canon, but, like, whatever the fans want to add to it, I'm sure, that, you know, like, would also be considered canon or could work. And I think that's, like, super interesting and very difficult to develop. So good on you, Kara. I don't know, stroke of genius, honestly. But the sound that comes through the receiver doesn't match my jovial tone. Sobs. Harry sniffles a cough. Hunar, he's crying. Iggy. Oh shit. Right. This is... I bring a hand to my forehead, massaging the deepening creases. It's Bucks, isn't it? My insides start to twist. The trigger's another cough from Hunar. How did you... Because it's always Bucks. I don't know what to do, Iggy. She's gone. We've been over this. She took Sadie. Yeah, she did. I shake my head trying to collect my thoughts. That's, I mean, did she, anything? I mean, last night? I'm glad you do. Honestly, time loop stuff is cool, but it freaks me the fuck out. And yeah, it's perfect for horror because it is a very quick way to just freak me out. Nothing. We had a bit of an argument, but by the time he went to sleep, things were mostly fine. And when I wake up, Sadie, she never cried, you know. I have a really bad feeling, Iggy. Something's not right. Something's happened. You feel that way because you're nervous and scared, but I'm sure... But even I'm not convinced by my words. I feel sick. Maybe... It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. What do I say? What can I say? I'll keep calling her, though. Yep. Everything's fine. Except it's not. Keep me updated, okay? Yeah, sure. Whatever. I could have handled that better, but somehow I can't help... Will it be Act 5 where he actually is just like, hey, Hunar, I'm gonna hang out with you and see how you're doing? Groundhog Day is a horror film. Poor Hunar. Wife gone, baby gone, yeah. Hunar route! Can you imagine? No. I could try again. Try again? Try what again? I start scrolling through my contacts. Yeah, maybe I can call someone. But who? It's not like I've got a lot of choices. Hell no. My thumb pauses over Orlam's name. A place for us where we got to make our own rules. I do like that the make our own rules thing is reused several times. And it's probably born from that flashback where Iggy was just like, no, we don't have to do what the game was. We could just make our own rules. And I think that's super cute that small bit of interaction with Iggy was enough to, like, embed itself into Orlam like that, to the point where, like, he really believes it. My hand is quivering to the point that I have to bring my other hand up to steady my phone. No. And then he was just like, oh yeah, I want to see Genzo. And then he's like, no, I don't want to do that because that's going to put him in danger. But this time he's just like, I don't want to call Orlam because nothing good can come from that. Me. Someone else. Someone I haven't tried yet. Not Gidget being a last resort. Rude. The making your own rules is really, really smart because it's like, it's something sweet and innocent and then morphs into something twisted. Absolutely. And honestly, that's just everything in regards to Orlam. And like, whole essays could be written, and I'm sure I'll get the chance to. But I can't seem to bring myself to tap it. All I can see in my mind is the back of her head, her blonde hair swishing as she storms away from me. I can never seem to say the right thing with her, which is a shame, really. We used to be such good friends. I chew on the inside. Were you? I mean, yeah, that makes sense. White font of her name on the screen burns its way into my retinas. What if she's still upset? What if she doesn't even want to talk to me? Look, if she's your friend, she'll forgive you. Maybe I'll just end up making things worse. No, Iggy, just fucking try. And yet, something tells me things have already gotten worse. Much worse, multiple times. The back of my neck tingles, almost as though someone is running their fingers up my skin. It ain't me. Don't look at me. I didn't do it. And already, clammy beads of sweat are forming along my hairline. I shake my head. No, not again. I've got to call her. I've got to try something. Anything. And I'm running out of options at this point. I take a deep breath, then press my thumb pad against the screen. The phone lights up and I bring it to my ear. 1 ring, 2 rings, 3 rings. Do not do this to us, Gidget. Answer the goddamn phone. I furrow my brows as I wait, and I'm about to give up when the line abruptly connects. Hell yeah, we're in, boys, we're in. Iggy? Gidget's voice crackles through the receiver. She sounds confused. That makes 2 of us, I suppose. Hey, what do I say? I don't know. What am I even doing? Look, let me take control, Iggy. I'll figure it out. How are you? Then grimace. I sound like an idiot. There's a pause. In my mind, I can see her do that little twitch with her eyebrow that she always does when she's searching for a response. I'm fine. I guess I'm just surprised to hear from you. You, never call me. I scratch at a spot on my forehead. She has a point. I never call, well, anyone. After last night, I felt a little bad, and you left in such a hurry. Wanted to make sure things were, all right? I hear other voices in the receiver, clatter in the background. I'm fine. Then, it's not your fault. Her voice trails off, leaving a long silence in its wake. This track is gorgeous. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'm doing better today. Get some sleep. Just trying to distract myself. A laugh. I see. There's another clatter. I twist my brows. Where are you, anyway? Oh, I'm at the little cafe downtown. The one we always went to in high school, remember? Across from the pet salon? Spent the night at my parents' since I needed to pick up some stuff from the house anyway. But I'm heading back up to Ducan this afternoon. Oh, you're still in town? Yeah, why? Why indeed, why would I care? I've never cared before. But now it feels like every nerve in my body is tingling, like I need to. Want me to join you? I blurt out before even realizing what I'm saying. Ooh, okay. The line goes quiet. It's a date. What's her expression now, I wonder? Confusion? Annoyance? But no, she's probably delighted. But when she finally responds, her voice is soft and gentle, letting out the tiniest of shudders. I'd like that very much. Oh, she's so cute. I'm already smitten. I'm already too far gone. I'm already in the deep end. She's got a power on me, dude. I don't know what it is. It doesn't take me long to walk to the cafe. The downtown area is only 15 minutes from Brookside. Through my hesitant pace turns into about 20. By the time I make it there, my feet are stumbling nervously over each other, and my hands are shoved in the bottoms of my pockets so deep I might as well be digging for gold. Or lint. It's about half full. A couple of people in line, a couple of people seated at tables. A feeling of strange nostalgia washes over me as I stand in the doorway. But the sight of Gidget's hair glinting beneath the hanging bulb snaps me out before I can fully succumb to my memories. I meander over to where she's seated at one of the small tables towards the back. She has her laptop out and is typing away, so intent she doesn't even notice me at first. Do something silly to surprise her. Say something witty. I do not trust this. I do not trust you to say anything witty, Iggy. But it could be funny. But silly. I kind of want to just go with the silly. Let's do the silly. Her sheer focus brings a smile to my face, and I can't help but want to surprise her. He's a silly little goose. I glance around. My gaze falls on a nearby counter and the pile of trays on top. I grab one and start towards her. Even once I'm standing right next to her, she still doesn't notice me. So I balance the tray in my hand like some kind of fancy waiter, give a little cough, and then in my best posh accent, oh god, here we go. Might I interest you in one of our fine confectionaries on this glorious morn, madam? Gidget doesn't even look up. She shoos me away with a little wave. No, thank you. Are you sure? We have quite the selection. This one here was served to the Queen of England herself. God rest her soul. Not really, fuck her. And this one turns your poop green. What? Would you seriously just leave me out? She finally turns, blinks, jumps back. Fuck, Iggy! Bringing a hand to her forehead. What is actually wrong with you? More like what's right. I've been working on that impression all week. I laugh and toss the tray atop the nearest empty table. Oh, you made it pretty quickly, though. Figured you'd be at least another 20 minutes. I pull out the chair opposite of hers and plant myself down on the vinyl. Oh, he's so goofy and sweet with her. No. Stop. Oh, the chair squeaks loudly. Mine too. Wait. I'm with you, Iggy. Well, you know me, I say, trying to mask my embarrassment. Cat-like reflexes and all that. She laughs. A cat on the last legs of its life, maybe. I blink, glance around, taking the patrons. Taken Gidget looking at me from across the table, the near empty coffee mug next to her laptop. My neck feels sweaty. You, been here long? Oh, look at them. Little over an hour, I think. Wanted some peace and quiet to get this finished up without my parents looking over my shoulder. But couldn't take off yet since my dad wants me to help him grab some things out of the attic later this afternoon. Oh, what are you working on? Is it a book? She glances down, then away, smiles sheepishly. Just, a little something. It's nothing, though. Let me see. I tap the edge of the laptop screen. Her cheeks go pink. It's just a stupid website. It's AO3. I thought it might help me look more professional to agent. Oh, no. She's just making a website. I see her fingers curl, but she ultimately slides the screen around so I can see. She's coding again. Oh, you're so right, and I feel so stupid for not even guessing that. Damn. I'll do better. I start clicking through. It's well done. Really well done. The layout is sharp and clean, some nice scrolling parallax effects in the background, an inlaid carousel of images, and when I click through the links on her project page, each one pops up a little card with more info and pictures. Oh. Oh, okay. But still, I don't know. I should remember that. She's even got the makings of a login option for repeat bookings. This is nice, I muse, my finger clicking away as I navigate the various links. What do you use, React? Yeah, I switched over from Angular, and I haven't looked back. I laugh. Thanks though. It's not done yet. There's some parts of it I don't really like. She watches me for a moment, then her brows arc. Oh, since you're here, would you mind looking at something? Squarespace, it's sponsored. And this stream is sponsored by... Sponsored? Okay, I'm never speaking ever again. What was that? She scoots her chair over with a couple of ear-wrenching squeaks so she could see the screen. I wanted to set up a little chat window in the corner, right? Can double as like a FAQ, and also if they want to leave a little quick inquiry, you know? And so I was trying to get the database set up on Firebase, but for the life of me, I haven't been able to get the API to connect. She grabs my hand that's still holding the mouse and clicks back into VS Code. See, if I knew more about coding, I feel like this would be a lot more interesting to me. But you know what? I love it for you guys. I love y'all. Hello, OMG, it's Gidget time. It is Gidget time, and I am so hyped. I love her so much, and I don't know why. Like, she's only been awful to us. Like in everything, but there's just something about her that really intrigues me, and I'm really liking seeing their dynamic already. The touch startles me for a moment, and my gaze jumps down to her fingers over mine, to the way they sit softly atop the back of my hand, to the way her middle finger arches as she scrolls with the wheel. My cheeks grow warm. Okay, I learned this recently, and I've been doing this for a while, but it's important that I share this information because we do not gatekeep in this house, and the best thing you can do as a romance writer is if you want to show that your character is attracted, like the main character is attracted to the love interest or vice versa, is have them pay extra attention to the very small, subtle things that the other character does. And that is like a life hack for just writing any kind of romance scene and showcasing attraction without having to be like, oh my god, they're so hot, they're so cute, their boobs are so big, their hair's so shiny. Like, you don't even need to do all that. Just that right there is perfect. I love it. I'm eating it. I'm chomping. Like, I'm eating good tonight. There's something about her. She's cute, but also Like, and also she's a little crazy, and I like a little crazy in my women, just a nice dash, giggling, kicking my feet, real. But I turn my eyes back to the screen all the same, Gidget now pointing at the section in the code. I realize she's been talking, but I haven't been listening. I haven't either, because I've been talking. Wait, where? I say with a blink. Here, see? I've got the API key here in the config variable, but for some reason, it's giving me an error when I actually run it and try saving it to the state here. She taps the screen. Ah! My gaze flicks between the lines of code. I haven't used Firebase in a while. I'll need to get my bearings here for a sec. Of course, right. She pulls her hands back, sticking them in her lap, then sucks her top lip in between her teeth, eyes wide and blinking like some kind of spooked owl. It's the same look she used to give me all the time back when she'd spent hours after school in the computer lab trying to figure out some piece of code or another, usually when she'd broke something, and oftentimes on purpose. Oh, she broke it on purpose so he would fix it for her. The sight of it stops me for a second, and I just look her. What? I stifle a laugh, but smile all the same, my brow arcing in amused interest. Nothing. What? Just you. What's that supposed to mean? I whistle innocently and begin clacking away. He's so silly with her. Iggy Maxwell. That is my name. I scroll a few lines looking for the telltale sign of Gidget's handiwork, and I find it in the string of garbled numbers and letters making up the API key. So they spend fucking hours together in the coding lab, and he's like, girls can't code, teenage boys are the worst. He's so silly with her, yeah. He was just jealous that she was doing better than him. He was jealous that the student became the master, and I get that. He's like a little egotistical teenage boy. But I'm glad that, like, he got the fuck over it, obviously. 1990 why? Completely innocuous to everyone but me. My grin widens, but I hide it under my hand. He's so... Okay, not to bring my own game into this, but he has the Chris thing where Chris is like, when everybody brings up flowers and they don't know shit, and he's like, I know more than all these plebeians. And he gets like a little prideful about it. I like that Iggy's a little bit like that, but with coding, he's like, Yes, I see what's going on here. The code is infected. Very infected. Gidget bites down on her bottom lip in an attempt to contain her own laughter. Oh no, doctor! Whatever could be wrong? She brings her hands to her cheeks in faux horror. A nasty little bug has wormed its way into the mainframe. We need to eliminate it. Post haste. Ready your weapons, men. Oh, what is... What is this? I select the 1990Y on the screen. Aye, aye, sir. Gidget points her index finger skyward and twists her fist against it as though cocking a gun. This is how coding people flirt. This is how nerds flirt. I love them. Nerds for life. I do the same. Then we cross our hands above the keyboard, forming an X with our fingers. And fire! I slap my finger down on the delete key as Gidget hits the backspace. The 1990Y disappears. I pause for a moment, letting the full weight of our glorious victory settle around us. And we're clear. The Iggy bug has been deleted. Gidget can't hold it anymore. She curls forward in a fit of laughter, tears glinting in the corner of her eyes. Oh my god, Iggy, how many years has it been since we did that? Too many, apparently, if the little fuckers are still infecting your code. They are sneaky. I lean back in my chair, tapping my finger against my chin. Though, strangely enough, they only ever seem to infect your code. This elicits a wink. Well, the Iggy bug only infects good code. Rude. He became me. Rude. I sit up so fast I nearly topple over. Gidget just laughs again. Slow down there, Mr. Cat-like reflexes. Else we'll need to call it in a real doctor. She pushes herself to her feet with a slap of her thighs. Think I'm gonna get myself a refill? You want anything? I feel rude. I didn't even ask when you sat down. It's not your job, girl. You ain't the waiter. Oh, wait. She is a waitress, isn't she? Oh, this compels me to ship them. Ship them, ship them, ship them. I swear if this becomes foreshadowing later, it definitely is. Also, Iggy bug, spiders everywhere, spiders eating bugs. Am I cooking? You're probably cooking, Gray. I don't know what we're cooking, but we're cooking up something. I love that I have people in the chat who've never played the game, so we're all just like, I don't know. I don't know, fuck. Huh? Oh, sure. Just a coffee's fine. Got it. She grabs her nearby empty mug and heads for the counter. I watch her fall in place in line behind a somewhat thick-set man in a bike helmet. Oh, that gaze stays on her for probably a moment too long. Never too long. We're theorizing on the go. And for a second, I see a much younger Gidget standing in her place, hair above her chin, jean jeans baggy around her legs and head buried in her usual gray hoodie. Oh. She smiles at me and she waits for her coffee. But is it the young Gidget or the adult Gidget? Even I can't tell. I scratch at my nose, then turn back to the table with a sigh, slumping forward with my chin in my hand. That coffee's gonna do me some good. We stay at the cafe another hour or so, just talking, catching up, mostly reminiscing, talking about the others, which has me wondering if Gidget is actively avoiding trying to discuss current events, her own endeavors. Perhaps for the better, I suppose. Distractions can do wonders for the mind. She offers me a ride on the way back, with the caveat that she needs to stop by her folks' first to help her dad and pick up some stuff. I don't mind. It's been a while since I visited the old Bordell home. Is that her last name? Stuffing inside is equally nostalgic as the cafe has been. All little snippets of memories floating around like bubbles in the air. Oh, that's such a nice imagery. Waiting for my head to ram into them and pop open inside my consciousness. The gleaming hardwood floor running from the front door into the kitchen. The spacious living room with large leather sofa the five of us had spent many a movie night on. The school portraits of Gidget and Gertie. Who's Gertie? In chronological order ascending the hallway wallpaper. Gidget's mom is sitting in the recliner watching TV when we walk in. Gidget walks straight past her and into the kitchen calling for her dad. Oh, she's a daddy's girl, leaving me alone with her. I stand there awkwardly, smooth down the front of my shirt, scratching my calf with the side of my foot. Hey, Mrs. Bordell, I say finally, one hand up in a half wave. Hot. I love it. I'm glad that MILF isn't banned in the chat anymore. This is simply a cute, nostalgic dating sim about romancing your childhood friend and nothing else. You know, it really is moments like that, and they got you anyway. We allow MILF here. Autobot Ahmad, relax. You against MILFs? You against fun? Rude. But no, for real, I forget that we're in a horror game sometimes, like I really do, with shit like this. I'm just having a good time, and I want to continue to have a good time. I don't want to think about spiders, or Automod. Automod against MILFs, it got you twice. Gidget's mom turns to me lazily, and I don't miss the way she sizes me up, her gaze traveling from my face to my shoes, then back to my face. Oh no, she's gonna roast us. Damn, you turned out ugly. I thought she was gonna be like, man, you don't look that great. She just said it. She just, holy, okay. Sorry, ma'am. I blanch. Bring my hands together, scratch at my knuckles. I don't know what to say, so I don't say anything. Yeah, I mean, you always were a sickly little thing, but I kind of assumed you'd grow out of it. She shrugs, and then turns back to her TV. I hear, is she mean? Are you mean to Gidget too? I hear Gidget and her dad talking in the kitchen. When I glance over, I see them headed towards the garage, no doubt to go up to the attic. Her dad's got a step stool under his arm. I scratch at my arm. Oh, what are you doing now anyway? She doesn't even look over at me when she asks it. Web development? Computer stuff, you know, freelance. It pays the bills. Gidget's mom makes a sound that's half acknowledgement, half judgment. Still, must not be very successful. Bro, it's not the kind of thing you just become famous at. What the fuck? I'm really sweating now. Webs, spider webs. Gray, what are you doing? You're inserting more shit in here that I don't even think the game is doing. I'm more scared now. I bite down on my tongue. I'm not even arachnophobia. You really are cooking. Something, I can smell it. I bite down on my tongue and let my gaze drop to the floor. Not that it matters. I never expected much from my daughter, so... Yeah, of course, she's just a shitty mom. Cool. You know what? I take back. You're not MILF material. I'm taking that back right now. I'm confiscating it. Let me see the dad. Bring him here. I'll decide which one of these parents is fuckable or not. Not that it matters. I never expected much from my daughter, so... Another shrug. Her gaze flickering upwards in apathy. Bring out your tilth. Yeah, I'm taking your man. When she doesn't continue, I turn towards the TV. It's playing a soap opera of some sort. Everyone's talking 50 times more emotionally than an actual human being would. Carrot was brilliant for that. Yeah, not really what I would choose for entertainment, but it's better than staring at the wall while I wait. So I simply stand there, arms curled across my chest, and watch it with her. The silence palpable between us. 1 minute stretches into 2, into 5. Gidget's mom grunts, raises a hand towards the TV. Idiot. I don't really know who she's referring to on the two people on the screen, but I'm about to ask. She clicks her tongue. She's cheating on him. You know, little whore. She's not a girl's girl. Is she talking to me or the TV? I'm feeling more and more like I want to sink into my shoes. Finally, after what feels like a lifetime, I hear the garage door pop open, then footsteps to the kitchen. Gidget's laughing at something as she carries a somewhat bedraggled box of old computer parts. Should have figured she'd say something like that, Gidget says in response to something I miss, then places the box down on the kitchen table. Is here fine? Okay, she's definitely talking about her mom. Her and her mom have got some not good. I bet you Gidget's not like girly enough for the mom or something, and then she feels more comfortable with her dad maybe. And this, like, I'm speculating too much, but this is what I'm picking up on. Is here fine? That's good. Thanks, Squirt. I like Squirt. I like when people call. I love that. Her dad's lugging the step stool towards the other room. Gidget dusts off her hands and wanders back over to the living room. That should be it, Iggy. Sorry for making you wait. Then when she sees the TV, oh god, not this. I can't believe you're still watching this. I need something to fill the gap my children refuse to fill. What, you want us to fill your lives with overdramatic bullshit? Yeah. Gidget laughs, leaning an arm on the back of the recliner. Better than nothing. A pause. What do you bring him over for anyway? Who, Iggy? I was just giving him a ride home. Gidget's mom chews on the bottom lip with a hum. Here, I was hoping you'd have some good news for once. Hey, Mom, I finally got engaged. Hell, I'd even take, hey, Mom, I got knocked up at this point. At least that would get you to settle down. Ugh, this is hitting too close to home. Mother. Gidget's mom raises her hand in sarcastic defense. So sue a woman for wanting grandchildren. Okay, that's just targeted towards me. I am not having this conversation right now. It's not like you're doing anything else with your life. I mean, at least you don't look like Dennis the Menace anymore, but I really don't know what you were expecting with this whole modeling career. Yeah, alright. I clocked you, not MILF. Maybe try losing 20 pounds first? Bitch! I'll make you lose 20 pounds right now. I'll just decapitate your ass. Like, what are you saying? Step outside. We're throwing punches. What do you mean? Ain't no way we're saying nothing. Nah. Nah. This is our girl now. Though normally not one to force my way into a conversation I'm not a part of, something inside me snaps. It's me. I'm snapping. I'm making you do something. Gidget's doing really well, you know. She's learning a lot. Getting her name out there, building a network, you know. Okay, we gotta work on it, Iggy, but it's okay. I see Gidget's gaze flick towards mine, her face a mixture of gratitude and embarrassment. Oh, and you should have seen the website she made. It looks so great. Gidget's mom just rolls her eyes. I'm sure it's fascinating. Okay. How many clients have you found so far? Gidget scowls, but this time doesn't say anything, her gaze falling. Gertie brought that new beau of hers over Okay, so Gertie's her sister? Over last weekend, you know. Seems pretty serious this time. Silence. I shuffle my feet. At least we still have her to rely on. Don't have to be completely ashamed when our friends ask us about you two. This must push Gidget over the limit because she lets out a phlegmy groan, her fist clenching. Gertie this and Gertie that. Sorry I'll never be good as your perfect little angel, even though that's a great name. I love the name Gertie. That's very cute. I don't even know why I come home anymore, she shouts, twisting on her heels and starting for the door. Come on, Iggy. No, for real. I look back and forth between Gidget and her mom in abject stupor. Her mom simply gives a little shrug and goes back to watching her soap. Yeah. Miserable. Bye. Say not at all awkwardly before scuttling off after Gidget. Building a network. You can't keep doing this. Look, if there's no spiders, we're gonna feel really stupid. I reach her just as she shoves open the front door, and I give a flustered yelp as it flies back in my— Flies? Spiders? Just everything. How many letters are in Gidget's name? Are there 8? Like legs? Gidget. Oh, 7. I was close. That could have been really bad, really fast. The drive back to my apartment is silent. Girl be spider-coated at this point. I sit in the passenger seat. I like spiders. I'll say this right now. I like a spider. I think spiders are cute. I think they're what's the word? Proportionally disliked when they shouldn't be. Like, they're fine. Have you seen a jumping spider? They're adorable. Like, I get it, people are scared of spiders, like, you have every reason to be, but, like, they're cute, like, they're just creatures, they're just little things. They share a D. I sit in the passenger seat, playing with my hands and staring out the window as Gidget keeps her gaze locked straight ahead, her fingers tight around the wheel. Fortunately, it's not far. We reach the small parking lot of my apartment complex in about 5 minutes. Ooh, bringing her home. And Gidget pulls the car into one of the free spots. She turns off the ignition, sits back in her seat. The silence returns, even more palpable than before without the sound of the engine to mask it. I toss a few wayward glances in her direction before I work up the courage to say something. I'm, sorry about that. I cringe. Gidget lets out a phlegmy groan that's half roar, half wail. She brings her hands to her head and clutches at her hair. She makes me so mad. That thing she says, what gives her the right. She slams her... I like how angry she is. Like, I like angry, like, female characters, like, very, very much. Hitting the horn in the process of making me jump. I watch her nervously. She slumps forward, bringing a hand to her forehead. I can see her shoulders trembling. I'm trying so hard, she says softly, so softly I almost can't hear her. I glance down at my lap. The hair on my arms is standing up, and a big, cold stone feels like it's settled down in the deepest recesses of my bowels, a heavy weight dampening my spirit. I bring a hand up, reach towards her, pull back, wince, then finally rest it softly on her shoulder. It's not the first time I've seen Gidget upset, not the first time I've tried to comfort her, but it is the first time since things had changed between us. My brows furrow. Oh gosh, I hope we get a flashback for that, please. Hey, it's okay. We know you are... A pause. I know you are. I give her shoulder what I hope is a comforting squeeze. She wipes at the tear dribbling its way slowly down her cheek, looks up at me. Sometimes I just feel like nothing I do is good enough. I bite down on my lip. Again, hitting too close to home, Jesus Christ. And confused. Confused? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, it's stupid. Her eyes are welling up again. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. Sometimes I don't even know who I am anymore. What do you mean? None of us know what we want. None of us know what we want. Iggy definitely for sure doesn't know what the fuck he wants. It's not stupid. Hey, come here. I pull her against my side, the way I have so many times in the past, resting the side of my head against hers. Oh, it's okay to be confused. None of us know what we want, right? I sure don't. He just said it. Yeah, I hear her whisper beneath her breath, her fingers digging into the fabric of her pants. You think my parents are happy with me holed up in a little apartment on my computer all day? I laugh, then raise my voice above an octave in an attempt to sound like my mother. You're gonna have a heart attack and die in the apartment and no one's gonna even know. This elicits a phlegmy chuckle from Gidget. Yeah, I guess. I give her another squeeze, pushing my cheek against her hair. It smells nice. No matter what, we'll always be there for you. I see Gidget wringing her hands, right hand squeezing the left, then the left squeezing the right, her fingers jerking up and down with the movement. Her body feels suddenly tense against mine. I pull away. What's wrong? Her face has gone red and I can see her lips trembling. She swallows. Then in the next instant, oh! Girl, we're really gonna have to take a consent class. I like you, but you can't just do that. Like, you gotta learn. You gotta learn there's a time and a place. Please, Gidget. Girl. She leans in towards me and brings her lips against mine. I like her little button nose, though. Gidget failed consent 101. Come on, we're not even in Wonderland, man. I can't defend you here. I freeze. I'm not sure I even register what's happening at first. Only that Gidget is there, and I can't breathe. And fuck if my heart doesn't quickly go into overdrive as I hyper-focus on the soft feeling of her lips. It doesn't last more than a few seconds. It's like Gidget is from the 90s rom-coms, you know? Yeah, she thinks it's gonna work. Girl, no. You gotta read the room. She quickly pulls away, brings her hands to her cheeks in what looks like sheer panic, her face a brilliant shade of crimson. Fuck, she says. Then, fuck. Oh god. I didn't mean to. Okay, well, that's good, an apology. She starts slapping her palms against her forehead. I feel my own body unclench, muscles untwisting as I sink against the back of the car seat. I just stare at her, eyes wide and blinking. I must look like a deer in headlights. I can't even form words. What are words? The concept of speech has been lost to me. I'm so sorry. Oh my god. She practically curled in on herself now, like a spider. Gaze fixated on her lap. She must sit there like for a solid 60 seconds, neither of us making a sound, before I finally shift in my seat. I say idiotically. I scratch at my cheek. I'm probably about as red as Gidget by this point. I'm sorry. I don't really know what to say. I've never really thought about I wipe up my mouth. Gidget starts to panic again at this. She brings her hands up in a harried defense, nervous grin tugging at her lips. It's okay. I just pushed it on you without thinking. I don't expect a response right away or anything. But despite her words, I can see the disappointment on her face. Hear it in the way her voice catches. She'd been hoping I'd react differently. This shames me, and I bring a shaky hand to my forehead. I'd let her down. No, I always let people down. No, babe, you don't. Yeah, I need some time to think. Of course. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. It's me. I shouldn't have... But she doesn't finish. More silence. I need to get out of here. Already I can feel the walls of the car starting to undulate around me. I say again, okay, I'll call you later then, okay? Yeah, you're not gonna do that. Okay. I pop open the door of the passenger seat and swing a leg out. Have a nice night. I grimaced but pulled myself up and out of the car, all the same, running a hand through my hair. Hey, maybe this will teach her, though, that, like, this isn't gonna get her what she wants, so she needs to, like, find another approach. She's in a different genre. Does Iggy know he's ace at this point? I never even really said that out loud. I think it's, like, obviously he is, but, like, he hasn't come to terms with it at all. These two they have a lot to figure out about themselves before they can communicate properly. Yeah, what the actual fuck is wrong with me? Who says that? I'm too awkward to live. No, I watch her pull out the spot and give a somewhat half-hearted wave as she drives away. They'll wander towards my apartment building, because he needs to tell her. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't even think he's aware of it. Like, because he wasn't even really aware of it until, I mean, like, he's aware of it, but he's not, like, he's shamed by it. He sees it as, like, a negative thing about him. So, like, it's something that he wants to pretend isn't happening. Everything seems razor-focused yet hazy at the same time, and a cold sweat has broken out across the back of my neck. And honestly, him and Gidget are in the exact same, like, spot in that sense. But her with just, like, well, everything. And him specifically with his sexuality. It takes me 3 times to get my key into the lock of my door. My fingers are shaking so bad. Once inside, I shut the door behind me and I fall back. You know what, Gidget? You just need to have one afternoon with Genzo and he needs to teach you how to be hyper aware of Iggy's shit. Like, and you guys will things will go swimmingly. No, I think they both need to grow and just come to terms with themselves before they can come. Oh, absolutely. And I think that's what this is going to do for sure. I close my eyes. Without, but with the horrors attached. My whole body is trembling now. I curl my arms around my legs and bury my face into my knees. Fuck. Oh. It's gonna be okay, guys. Nothing I do helps me settle down after that. Into the afternoon, into the evening, I stay fixated, hyper-fixated, on what happened in the car, on that closeness, on her lips against mine, on that lingering disappointment tugging at her lips as she looked at me afterward. I don't get any work done. Can't. Sorry. My head is too jumbled. I try sitting down at my desk, but end up just staring at the blank monitor for a good 15 minutes before I realize I haven't even turned the computer on. Bro. No, I'm not gonna be able to focus at all. So I lie down on the couch, just staring up at the ceiling, perfectly still despite the jumping jacks my intestines are doing inside my gut. Once the sun starts to set, painting the far wall in a glorious fiery red, I decide to take a bath. Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Steam the thoughts out of me. Are you gonna get flashbacks to when you were taking a bath at Orlov's thing? I left the tub fill as I scrounge around in the kitchen, desperately hoping I've got some alcoholic drag somewhere. No. There's a near empty bottle of rum in the back of the fridge. No! Good enough. I grab it and no, the alone drinking. Look, we're adults and we can drink alone, but I feel like it creates a very bad habit. No, I think they both, we need the scene from Twilight where instead of Googling vampire, he Googles asexuality. Yeah, you got it! The water feels amazing. It's been forever since I've taken a bath. Not really sure why. Guess I just don't ever think about it. Maybe I should change that. Might do some good for the ever-growing pressure on my spine. The steam marbles in the air above the water, curling, twisting, floating up towards the ceiling, where it gathers in smoky clumps. Also, the imagery, too, is that, like, he killed himself, like, drinking, like, boiling acid water or whatever last time. So, like, I feel like he's just gonna end up having a panic attack here. I sink down to my chin and watch the water ripple from my pasty knees. What does she even see in me, anyway? The thought pops in my head without warning. I frown. It's true, though. Gidget is beautiful and sweet and optimistic. She is. And I'm none of those things, that's for sure. Hush! I'm basically a living cadaver. Nothing but color, drained skin, and bones. Shut up! Hell, I can't even take care of myself. I couldn't imagine being somehow responsible for another person's well-being in addition to my own. I rarely even leave the house, just plunking away on my keyboard while Gidget's out there chasing her dream. Her dream. Another frown. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want to do. Sometimes I don't even know who I am anymore. I scratch at a mole on my thigh, then reach for the rum, drowning the frustrating few drops from the still cold bottle. And then, of course, there's that. If I did reciprocate, if I did agree to be with her, then we'd have to... I glanced down at my splayed legs, at the faint outline of my dick lying innocently amongst the white tufts of hair. Like, it's good description. I just thought that was funny. I jerked my gaze away. Bring my palm to my forehead. Even thinking about it sends uncomfortable snips and snaps across my... Hey, he might figure it out on his own. It shouldn't be like that, though, should it? I should be thrilled, shouldn't I? To have a beautiful girl like Gidget, like me, like that. To want me like that. I sink even further into the water, up to my nose, almost as though wanting to disappear. It's not like I've never taken care of myself before. Sometimes it likes to stand up on its own. And it feels good, a nice release. But I don't think about anyone when I do it. Certainly not Gidget, not even celebrities, models. Sometimes I'll think about others doing it with each other. Two characters I like that I think go well together, for instance. I'm glad that we're having this. I think this is really important, like, actually going through the specificities of Iggy's specific asexuality. I think that's great. Especially for somebody who is not asexual. So this is like, I'm understanding it more, like getting it through somebody else's perspective. He's got to work through it, yeah. But I'm not involved. Wouldn't want to be involved. I can feel myself start to heat up. And it's not from the bath. I bring my hands up to my eyes, pressing down into the sockets with my palms. I wish there'd been more rum left in that bottle. I can barely feel it. All I want right now is to shut everything out, turn everything off. My hands are trembling against my skin. I'm scared. So fucking scared. I take a deep breath in an attempt to calm myself down. I need to think about something else. Anything else. Like the good old days, yeah. Ooh, yes! Are we going for a flashback? All of us. Best buds. Just laughing and having fun. None of these complications. None of these horrors. When everything still made sense. Yeah. I let my eyes close, blowing bubbles out through my nose that dances on the water's surface. You're gonna die, Iggy. My brow twitches. What? You think I don't know that? Hot. It had been hot that day. What? I can still remember the sight of the heat warping above the asphalt. The sound of other kids laughing and chatting on the playground. Oh, they're playing a game. Cute! Of course, Genzo's man-spreading. Disgusting. The five of us are in the shade, huddled around the cards on the ground as though we're performing some kind of magic seance. The little Pokemon cards. I bite down on my lip and this brings me back. I bite down on my lip in frustration, gaze flicking back and forth between the cards in my hand and the cards on the black top. Don't you have anything you can play? He ain't got shit. That's 5 for 5. Bow before the undefeated champion. He's so goofy. Genzo raises his arms in the air, hands curled into fists. Look at him! He's so silly! I love him! You've reached the plateau, but not yet a hero, he starts cackling. Are you ready to meet and defeat the elite? This just makes my brows furrow further, but no matter how I try calculating out the various possibilities, none of them see me coming back from this. I'm so pissed. How the frick is Genzo able to win every time? He's cheating. I slap my hand down on the ground. Gidget takes the opportunity to... Oh, little Gidget! Takes the opportunity to look through it. Yeah, I think you're done for. On the other side of the circle, Orlom wrings his hands. Genzo won again. He smiles. Damn straight I did. Not that it was really any contest. Genzo licks the pad of his thumb, then slicks his hair back. He's such a little shit. This deck is a miracle of science, carefully engineered to administer an unholy amount of whoop-ass on anyone who dared challenge it. I chew on the inside of my cheek with an unamused point. I'd been so optimistic this time. Had rebuilt my deck from the ground up and everything. Gidget pats the top of my knee with a little smile. We can go buy some more packs after school. Yeah. Try all you want, foolish mortal, but nothing can take down the true master. Ha ha ha! Genzo laughs, then slaps Orlom's hands away as he tries to touch one of the cards. Don't contaminate any of my cards with your nasty, greasy fingers. Rude. Orlom shrinks back. Oh, curling his arms around from his asphalt-dusted knees. You don't have to be so mean about it. Gidget sticks out her tongue. It's fine. I don't even care, I say with an apathetic huff. Besides, recess is almost over. We need to clean up anyway. I start picking up my cards and gems and packing them away neatly in little carrying cases. Come on, the bell's gonna ring. But Genzo isn't listening. He's got his hands in the air, fingers curling in and out menacingly. Damn, I'm in a good mood now. Feel like strangling something. What does that mean? Come here, Orlov. No! He pounces. Orlov yelps, help him. Not ignore them. I ignore them, turning instead towards Gidget where she stands. Look at her little angry face. I love her. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Have I ever loved a cast of characters as much as I love this group? I don't know. Oh, I'll go too. I push my... You know what? You know what I can compare this to? And this is a high-ass compliment. Is I've never enjoyed this amount of characters at once in, like, a group before outside of, like, One Piece. One Piece is the only other, like, piece of media I can remember that does this so fucking well. That show is carried on just its characters just doing shit. Like, you don't need anything else. You just gotta see them hanging out. Like, I could watch, like, a billion seasons of just this group doing various slice of life shit, and I would be entertained forever. Forever! Okay? I go too. I push myself to my feet, dusting off my knees. I hear one of the teachers blow their whistle as we walk away, followed by a shrill, "Boys!" directed at Genzo and Orlom. Gidget and I round the corner, heading towards the door leading back inside to the hallway with the bathrooms. Don't let it get to you, Iggy, Gidget says with a little smile, giving my shoulder a pat. He's just being a brat, like usual. She rolls her eyes. Yeah, like I don't know, I laugh. The air turns instantly cool once we're back inside, and I wipe at the sweat on my forehead. It takes my eyes a moment to adjust. Then I head to the boys' bathroom on the left side. Oh, we're really confronting the gender this time. They have amazing group dynamics. I would watch this little group of kids running around. Absolutely. Apparently, the arcs are a little bit longer, like 4 and 5, because it's just more of this. And honestly, that's the best place it can go. Like, it's just more of them just hanging out. Like, even if it's sad, like, even if I'm seeing more just, like, heart-wrenching stuff, I'm here for it. Like, I'm here for it every day of the week. I'm just about to disappear instead when I hear voices and stop. Aren't you using the wrong one? A snicker. I poke my head back outside to see 2 boys accosting Gidget, their hands to their mouths in a stifled laughter. Yeah, you're not a girl. No one knows what you are. More laughter. Gidget's brows furrow, and she takes a menacing step towards them. Just shut up. I am a girl. You sure about that? Yeah, let's see your pee-pee. Yeah. I bet you don't even own any dresses. Leave me alone. I hear Gidget's voice crackle. I step back out into the hallway. Hey. The 2 boys yelp and scuttle backwards. Oh no, it's his boyfriend. Leave her alone. I'm calling the teacher. This sends them into another fit of laughter. Whatever, freak. But they do leave, still snickering as they dart towards the outside door. I watch them until they disappear, then turn back to Gidget. Oh, she's just staring at the ground, her shoulders slumped. They're just jerks. Don't mind them. Yeah. But the earlier energy is gone from her voice. I don't know what to do. What to say. I run a hand through my hair. Look, I relate to this because even though I'm a lot more, like, socially put together than Iggy is, which isn't really saying much, but, like, even though I don't struggle to talk to people, I am horrible at, like, comforting people. I think I am the worst person in the world. Like, if you're going through some shit, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna make a joke about it, probably. Like, I'm so bad at it. I mean, like, feel free to come to me about anything, but, like... You're not gonna get the comfort that you're seeking. Because I'll just pat awkwardly. I don't fucking know. Because you kind of need the flashbacks to make the bad stuff, sad stuff hurt more. Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword because it's like, I want more of this nice shit, but this nice shit is just gonna make the bad shit hit worse, you know? So in a sense, you don't want more of the good shit because it's just, yeah. LMAO, no, but absolutely, not everyone has the comforting thing. I'm awful at it. I'm just putting that out there. Like, I relate to this very, very hard. But my voice trails off into silence. I scratch at my calf with the side of my foot. It's whatever, come on. We need to hurry up or the bell's gonna ring, Gidget finally says, forcing a smile. It does look very natural on her, though. Like, she just looks a lot more happy, you know, with her hair shorter and just wearing the clothes that she wants. And, like, we know that she's not really fond of, like, her longer hair and, like, wearing the dresses and shit. And I feel so bad. I hope she could be comfortable with herself. She turns before I can say anything else, disappearing in the girls' bathroom. I can only watch as the door slams shut behind her, then wander off to the other bathroom in silence. Alas, comforting is hard indeed. Some people are just natural at it, and I envy them for that. I dreamed that night. Oh, it's gonna expand on the dream. I'm in the woods. Last time there was like this giant thing they had to fight, and now it's gonna be something else. I'm in the woods and someone's calling me. I chase after the voice in the darkness, but every time I think I'm getting close, it comes from a different direction. Eggy. I run faster, the branches whipping at my face, and the roots underfoot threatening to send me stumbling into the dirt. Come find me, Eggy. I run, and I run. Run until the forest seems to open up in front of me. I burst out into a clearing. Ugh. Buxley, even in the dream! I burst out into a clearing, my breath ragged, my heart beating in my chest. Where am I? Where is this? Then I see it. A small cabin. It looks so familiar somehow. Like I've seen it before. Once. Twice. 3 times. Who knows how many times. I wait until my breath has started to slow before trudging towards it. It's almost like it's pulling me in. Closer and closer. You know, this section, like with the cabin, and then there's like those dolls hanging off in the woods, always reminds me of like the Blair Witch Project, which I love. Love that we're using that imagery. Also terrifying, which is fitting. And like, that's all I had to say about that. My face quickening with every step. I reach the door. It's deathly quiet. No wind, no birds, no insects chirping. Is that what she wished for? Are you fucking kidding me? I've been thinking this whole time, what did Buxley wish for? Did they just wish that things would just be quiet? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. But that's a terrifying wish. And also a waste of a wish, if you ask me. I open it. It's not locked. So I peer inside. But obviously she's not, like, mentally sound. So I peer inside. It's small but cozy, sporting not much more than a bed, table, and stove. Why does all of this feel so... I step forward before I can stop myself. All the way inside the cabin, just looking around. And also, are the dreams supposed to help us, like, beat Wonderland? Like, it's, like, steps we have to... Like, actionable steps we have to take in order to take it down? I forgot. There was, like, a heart in a tree. And then there was, like, this big thing they had to fight in the forest that was, like, looming over them. And I'm saying them, but it could be just Iggy. I don't fucking know. And then now they have to go to a cabin? I don't know why, but this theory feels like it holds water. It's warm and strangely comforting. There's even something cooking atop the stove, filling the air with a delightfully sweet scent. What am I doing here? I look around, my gaze jumping from the stove to the table to the bed. Something about the bed sends my insides into a twist, and I shake my head to clear my thoughts, jerking away. I look instead towards the back of the cabin, and that's when I notice it. A doll. And also, those dolls hanging off the trees scare the rabbits away. Like, in the last thing. And it scares most people away. And it's like a protected sanctuary in our Wonderland. So, I don't know. Its small button eyes stare blankly at the floor as it hangs from a doorknob. Doorknob? I bring my gaze up. Yes, there's a door. Another door. How had I not noticed it when I first walked in? I'm here, Iggy. And this has got to be fucking Sadie. I am on the Sadie-ass train. Those dolls look like Sadie. The voice is Sadie. All this is because of Sadie. Why? Because fucking Buxley brought Sadie in here. And also, it would just be really weird if the baby has, like, no bearing on anything. Like, I really feel that. Like, I've been saying it for a while. That's right. That's where I need to go. She's waiting for me. I take a step. Like, we have to rescue the baby and then we can leave Wonderland. Another. For some reason, my heart's thumping like crazy, like it's about to beat straight out of my chest. And my fingers are trembling, shaking. I'm almost there. I reach out for the doorknob. Something scurries across the room. Fucking spiders! And I spin around. My mouth feels so dry I can't swallow, can't even breathe. Then next to my ear, a child's voice, so filled with pain and sorrow and deep-rooted despair, it's as though I'll never be happy again. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp and sit up. Buxley is a hag, I guess. Also, like, hags and children and stuff, it's Sadie. I could be fucking wrong, guys. Like, I could be wrong. Like, we were way too early for me to, like, say for sure. But I've been stuck on that theory for fucking ever. Like, I have this inkling. My room. I'm in my room. It's morning. And the sun is filtering through the blinds in painted checkered stripes across my exposed legs, peeking out from the mess of gnarled, sweaty sheets. Because this is a whole thing. Yeah. God. And also, Iggy directly says in Act 3 at some point, he was just like, yeah, I have a feeling that Buxley is behind all of this. And we know for a fact that she's the reason why they were able to even get into Wonderland in the first place. bitch. So bad. I bring a hand to my forehead. I say that, but then it's like, this apparently is actually helping them in the long run, probably. So as long as everything ends well, maybe it was worth it. Maybe. I don't fucking know. It comes away soaked in sweat. I try to remember what the dream was about, but already I can latch on to our scattered hazy images. And it's so sad reflecting how Buxley probably didn't like the child. Yeah, I mean, and it's like, hopefully Buxley is explained and has like a character thing, you know, so I can actually like peek inside their head. Like, I still might not agree with her. I still might not even fucking like her. But like, I would like to know, because my understanding is that she has like postpartum depression, which is like a very common thing amongst pregnant women, and then like they have a kid and then they deeply regret having that kid, and like having a kid is no small thing. And it's a scary thing, and it's a bad thing. But it's like she is an adult, and also she could just walk away, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to be a part of the child's life. She did not need to bring the child into Wonderland. World's worst therapy session. I assume she has postpartum, yeah. I'm almost certain that's the case. I let my upper half sag forward and focus on the sound of the birds outside the window. Good old reality. Said no one. Yesterday must have messed me up even more than I thought. With a little groan, I pushed myself out of bed and trudged to the bathroom to clean up. I spend most of the morning trying to work. I really need to. After getting nothing done yesterday, I'm falling more and more behind. But every line of code seems to take twice as long to finagle. And the longer I stare at the screen, the more my mind starts to wonder. Starts to replay the moment in the car over and over. I'm feeling cold again. My fingers like ice as they scratch at my forehead. What do I do? When does she expect an answer? I don't know the etiquette around these types of things. Am I being a complete asshole by not getting back to her right away? I mean, it's a multifaceted issue, my guy. But I still don't even know what I'm going to say. How I'm going to respond. No matter what I say, things are never going to be the same between the two of us. Hello, I'm late and won't be able to stay the entire time, but dropping by as I can. Hi, chatter. No, it's okay. There's no obligation to ever stop by stream. I always appreciate the minutes you guys give, or the hours. Like, it's all the same to me. I appreciate it. I'm loving Gidget. I love her. I'm so excited, and I'm loving the route so far. I'm just liking all the extra information. I rub at my eyes, check the time on my phone. It's already pushing the latter half of the afternoon. I'm all of a sudden overcome with the urge to not be alone, which is honestly weird for me, but right now my thoughts are eating me alive, and I need something to keep me from getting trapped. Genzo time! Maybe even someone I could talk to about all this. Someone who might actually be able to give me some advice, work me through it. Come on, just say Genzo, just say it. I love my man. I love them all. I can't go wrong. He could pick anybody and I'd be like, yeah, let's go, buddy. If there's anyone who can help, it'd be Genzo. He always seems to have an answer to everything. I'm so excited for them to be friends again. The last arc broke me, man. I didn't even talk about how I felt about the last arc, because I really have been thinking about it. And I've been yapping this whole fucking time, so let's just add to it, whatever. Is the last arc, I like the ending of it. I thought it was really strong. It's not my favorite arc. It is probably my least favorite arc so far, period, probably. And I'm assuming it's probably going to be my least favorite arc, period. But I do appreciate what it does, and I think it's super bold of Carrot to make Iggy a villain, or to have him risk a pre-established relationship with this other character that's super lovable, and to, like, not even really redeem Orlom in any ways. In some ways, it kind of just makes him even, like, not worse, but, like, it adds to his villainy, I guess. I don't know. And I liked how it ended, like I said. The most satisfying part of that entire arc was the very ending, when the voice was just shit-talking Iggy. Because he deserved it. And, like, it was more than deserved how it all ended. And I felt like it was just a really hard pill to swallow, like, seeing him be so awful to Genzo. And that is not a critique of the writing. I really want to state that. Like, I think it is a good place for that arc to take. I think it is a bold, good choice to have us, like, shit on Genzo the whole time, because it just felt right for the Orlom specific part of it. But it wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't fun. So that's probably why it's my least favorite. But, like, I really just value the relationship, so that was, like, the worst part of it, I guess. But when I got to see the scenes with Orlom and stuff, they were really nice, and I was having a good time. But then, obviously, due to Genzo in the back of my head, that's why, like, eating him at the end just makes the best sense, and why it makes sense to me that it was the good ending, because it's just, like, we were already so shitty to him. What's another thing? You know, we might as well just fucking dig the knife in. And I felt even worse, because there's, like, no world in which Genzo's just gonna abandon us or leave, or you know, like, even no matter how awful Iggy was going to treat him, he was going to stick around. He was going to try to save us. He was going to, and it just felt like awful for that specific reason. Like, he loved us so much, and that's the part that kills me. Oh, and I remember how much he fucking values Iggy. Like, no matter what Iggy does, he's going to value him, and he's going to, like, be there for him, even if it fucking dooms him. And I just, like, oh, it's like, it hurts. It makes me want to claw my skin off. Yeah, I'd agree with you. Arc 3 is the least enjoyable for me for the same reason. That combined with the fact that Iggy feels so Yeah, and I like Iggy, just his character. And I think it's fun to explore him, how Wonderland took over him. I think that was great. And I did have fun for what it was, but if you wanted me to replay it, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm good. Like, I'd replay every other arc. 3, I'd be like, maybe the Orlom specific parts, and that's it. He literally become one with Iggy through Boar. He loves Iggy so much, but that's why Arc is so interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited for them to be friends again. Yee! That's all I meant to say with all that. Holy hell, who is this? Some kind of demonic being coming to covet my soul? Begone! The power of Christ compels you and all that shit. Very funny. Genzo snickers into the receiver. Hey, I'm just saying, I don't even remember the last time you called me. So you're either on your deathbed about to croak your last breath, or you've been possessed. And I'm not about to let some nasty-ass demon claim ownership over my dick. He's better than me because I would. I don't respond. What do I say? My throat feels as tight as a vice. Genzo must notice my silence. Wait, what's wrong? Don't tell me you're actually dying. No, not yet. I wipe at my mouth, turn my gaze towards the far wall. Do you want to go out? Oh, get drinks or something? The line goes silent. Dead silent. And I regret my words immediately. I must have said something wrong. I don't know what I'm doing here. What's normal way to tell a friend that you need to talk? I feel myself starting to sweat. So sorry. Did that come out weird? I just wondered if you wanted to hang out because, like, I just felt like I really needed to talk to someone all of a sudden. But, like, I know you're probably busy, so it's okay. In fact, just forget I even asked. More silence. Then finally, a laugh. No, it's fine. You're fine, Eggs. Sure, I'd be down. When would I ever turn down my bestest pal in the universe for drinks, eh? What about the place on Sherman? It's my usual spot. Easy for me to get home from when I'm 3 sheets to the wind. Sure, I think I know where that's at. Not that I've ever, been. No, you wouldn't have, would you? Another laugh. The line goes silent again. I wait for him to continue. He coughs. What was he gonna say? Carrot, tell me what he was gonna say, please. Please. Please, for me. Also, does Genzo have to listen to Iggy talk about his complicated feelings with Gidget while being secretly in love with him? Nothing is stranger than a gay best friend. Yeah! You know what? Like, I did think about that, but I think, like, everybody's always like, well, when are you gonna get with Gidget? When are you gonna get with Gidget? I think Genzo is, like, mildly prepared for Iggy to never reciprocate those feelings. Like, he's content with being his friend who is also secretly in love with him. And, like, because he doesn't know, like, I think he suspects that Iggy is asexual, but he doesn't suspect that, like, Iggy is gonna fall for another guy. I think that's really where his thing is at, his hang-up. Iggy inadvertently shooting Genzo through the heart here, yeah! I'd say he's extremely prepared, yeah. And I think, like, it'll be okay. I think Genzo's gonna be a good friend to us, even if we fall for Gidget and stuff. It's gonna be fine. As long as we don't treat him like shit, I think we'll be cool. Sure. Like, it's gonna hurt. I wish, I could be with everybody, but that's not how the cookie crumbles. Unless polyamory is an option. Despite the awkward phone call, drinks turn out to be a good idea. Genzo's my role model now. He's so sweet. Great, even. The place is cozy and dark, and we get ourselves a small table towards the back. Genzo ordering 1 beer, 2 beers, 3, while I offer something a bit stronger. God, can Genzo make me laugh, though? I've forgotten this. Forgotten us. Oh, my lungs hurt as he relays the harrowing tale of his entire tool shelf falling from the wall right as a family of 5 were there to pick up a new Cleary gecko for their kid's 13th birthday. Then we're reliving moments from school, from junior year chemistry, where the 2 of us sat at the back of the room and goofed off the whole time. That wasn't the only chemistry going on. So the time we went camping in my folks' backyard, and Orlom had gotten so scared a murderer was gonna come and get us that he wouldn't stop crying. He'd only calm down after we zipped our sleeping bags together with him in the middle like an Orlom sandwich. Dude, I need a multi-part series of just them doing shit. Please. I need it. Even all the way back to when I'm like, I'm speechless, breathless. Oh, I'm out of drink. Give me a second, this is going to be inappropriate. Babe! Can you give me a drink, please? Thank you. I need a drink so bad. I'm like, oh, God, that made my heart clench. Like, I feel the hyperfixation setting in. I feel the, like, I need to have everything our Wonderland right now. I feel it in my bones. I'm so normal about this, it's insane. I'm so normal. I'm so normal right now. Even all the way back to when we'd gotten exploring in the big sewer pipes behind Genzo's house. Gidget had found a weird blue glass ball that the five of us had dubbed the Orb, and kept it in a box in Genzo's parents' garage. With this one, though, my thought... I have a cup, babe. He already got a cup. With this one, though, my thoughts flick back to Gidget. Right. That's why I'm even here, isn't it? Gidget. I can already feel the curling tendrils of anxiety begin to take hold in the lower regions of my belly again. Come on, Genzo, help us. Be our wingman. Hey, I'm gonna go have a smoke. Be back in a jiffy. Genzo's voice snaps me from my thoughts and my head jerks upward. Huh? Oh, right, yeah. I watch as he slides out of the booth, cane flicking left and right as he cruises towards the far door. I bring a hand to my face, stare down at my half-empty drink. I'm pretty drunk. I can feel it in the heat overtaking my stomach and chest. In a way, my gaze struggles to stay focused on any one thing. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate it. My breath. Love you too. In the way my gaze struggles to stay focused on any one thing, in the way it mixes with the anxiety building in my stomach like a Molotov cocktail. And without Genzo's voice there to ward it off, everything is starting to come back, rising up faster than I can stop it and sending cold chills across the back of my neck. I need to tell him. I need to tell him now, or else I'll never get it out. At least that's what my brain is telling me. And so, despite the numbness in my fingers and the tremble in my legs, I push myself to my feet and start towards the door. Yeah, you tell him. Genzo is sitting on a little bench around the corner of the building when I step outside. He looks incredibly small somehow in the darkness. He looks so short. Cigarette smoke warbling above his head. When did he get so dark? Is it really night already? I stumble towards him. Genzo. My voice crackles with phlegm like some kind of newly arisen zombie. And I see Genzo's body jerk backwards. His head spins towards me with a snap, cigarette practically frying from his lips. Holy fuck! The hell you doing, Iggs? You're gonna give me a heart attack. He chuckles, but it's higher pitched than his usual guffaws. Nervous. What were you doing? I scratch at my calf with the side of my foot. I can see him staring in my direction. Already my voice is failing me. I walk over to him, instead sitting down hard on the bench beside him. Everything all right? Maybe you had one too many in there. Another chuckle. He blows out a plume of smoke, and the smell gathers in my nasal cavity, charred and burnt. Can I tell you something? He goes quiet, and I swear I can hear him swallow. Okay. I mean, sure, of course, you can always tell me anything. Hey! I lick my lips, rub at a spot on my pants. Then finally, Gidget kissed me. Silence. I feel him shift on the bench. That's great? Huh? Mr. Heartbreaker over here, making the girls swoon. Am I right or am I right? He elbows me in the ribs with a laugh, but there's a strange tremble in his voice. You two finally knighted him then. I always knew it was gonna happen. Made for each other and all that, you know? Just please tell me you'll let me be the best man at the wedding. I'll throw the most bodacious bachelor party for you. Oh, my fingers curl tighter and tighter around my knees as he talks. No, I don't know what I should do. I haven't given her any kind of answer yet. Genzo sits back. I can practically see him blinking at me beneath his sunglasses. What, you don't like her? A smirk. I know I haven't seen her since junior high, but I'm sure she's just as much as a babe now as she was then. He cocks his cigarette up between his lips. I bring a hand to my forehead. She's gorgeous, yes. Fucking, like, I do like her, but at the same time I swallow. Scared. I'm so fucking scared. That's what alcohol is for buddy. Genzo gives him my shoulder a reassuring shake. A nice dinner, a bottle of wine, then bingo bango, less sweet caress shall handle the rest. Even someone as socially inept as you can't screw that part up. I'm starting to shake now, my fingers trembling. I clutch at them in an attempt to calm them down. That's just it. Why is this so difficult to say? I don't want to do that. Oh, you're one of those types. Wanted to be special, is that it? Well, that's fine too. You can plan out a whole evening, make it all romantic, really lay it on thick. If I know Gidget, she'll eat it right up. Girl always had a soft spot for the idyllic. Just showed what a chivalrous debonair you are, then it doesn't matter how bad you perform. You get what I mean? He snorts in laughter, taps the ash of his cigarette. No, I clench my hands in my hair, cheeks burning. I don't want to have sex. The last part seems to echo in the night air. Oh no, now you're going sex, pulsing on and off and on and off, again and again. And my fucking heart, it's gone into overdrive. I can feel it in my arms, my legs, my head, my eyes. Somehow, in that one blurted phrase, I'd finally managed to verbalize the confusion and fear that had been strangling me for I don't even know how long. It surprises even me. That's what it had been all this time. So simple, and yet so fucking terrifying at the same time. I just sit there holding my breath, waiting for Genzo to say something. It feels like forever, silence just weighing down on my shoulders. Then finally his voice cracks and he asks softly, "At all?" I shake my head, thoughts so jumbled that I forgot for a moment that he can't see me, then followed up with, "I don't think so." Genzo lets out a sort of half grunt, and I see his gaze turn upwards, almost as though he's looking at the sky. "Huh," he says after a moment. My eye starts to burn, and I feel hot tears well up in the corner. No! There's something wrong with me, isn't there? Gidget will never want to be with me when she knows. She'll hate me. Hey, don't say that. But now apparently the floodgates have been opened because the tears are streaming down my cheeks. Oh, I'll never be able to make her happy. I'll never be able to make anyone happy. No one would ever want to be with someone like me. My body crumples in on itself and I let myself fall onto Genzo's shoulder. Oh, this is killing Genzo. I know it. It's killing me. It's killing me. I'm dying right now. Genzo's body goes rigid against mine, and I hear his breath hitch. He doesn't do anything at first. Then ever so gently, he puts his arm around my back, fingers curling around my waist. You can't do this to me, Carrot. You can't fucking do this to me. He gives me a reassuring, I'm bisexual. I will have them both. I will have the Gidget Genzo sandwich, god damn it. He gives me a reassuring squeeze. Don't say that, he says so softly I almost don't hear it. He presses his cheek into the top of my head. Oh, it's a comforting warmth. Oh. And I feel my chest start to unclench itself ever so slightly. I sniff. What do I do? Genzo sighs. It takes him a long time to respond. I can see his knee bouncing, the orange glow of his cigarette trembling. Tell her the truth. Tell her how you feel. Explain it to her. His words are slow, careful. Then, the ball is in her court. She's the only one who can decide if she's willing to... He winces. Sorry, that was a poor choice of words. I don't want to make it sound like... But he doesn't finish. He doesn't need to, though. I know what he'd been about to say. She'd need to be willing to put up with me. Willing to make that sacrifice. Willing to be with someone like me. This thought shames me. No, baby. You're just special, okay? And the right person will be there for you. They, you know... This is an amazing scene. I'm having a great time. My heart's breaking, but I have a great time. And I feel my heart drop somewhere down near my shoes. Genzo must feel my slump deepen, because he gives me another squeeze, pulls me in tight against his side. Oh. Hey, sorry. Just don't forget what I even started to say, okay? I'm really fucking bad at this. Genzo, dude, he's me. He's so me. I just say the first fucking words that pop in this old noggin, but like, I literally earlier today, what's today? Today is February 22nd, 2024. And I said this earlier on Twitter before I even fucking streamed. I said to Carrot, I said, bro, I don't know, I just be saying shit. That's exactly what he just said. He is me. We are the same. Okay? I want everyone to perceive me as Genzo from here on out, and I will take no less. I've never thought about that or like been in this situation before, so I'm just struggling to figure out how to say things. But that's on me, not you. I see him bite down on his lip. Look, if she loves you for the way you are, then she's the one for you. That's just straight facts. So, his voice cracks. So just be open with her. That's all you could do in the end. Yeah. And while we're at it, Iggs, don't you ever fucking say nobody ever want to be with someone like you ever again, you hear me? Because that's grade A bullshit. He's like, I fucking want to, god damn it. I love it. A fly guy like me. You don't need sex to bring all the ladies to the yard. Yeah. Oh, no, a fly guy like you. My bad. A fly guy like you? You don't need sex to bring all the ladies to the yard. If Gidget's not the one, you'll have a full fucking conga line to dance the no cock rock with you. Not the no cock rock. What is he saying? What is he saying right now? He's so funny. So just get that thought out of your mind before I have to slap it out myself. Yeah. Smack him around. I chuckle in spite of myself. It comes out as a snort of phlegmy hiccup. Okay. Would you be with someone like... I'm about to combust. I'm about to combust right now. Yes, only Genzo can get away with lines like this. Oh, he's trying to make him laugh. Would you be with someone like me? Do you think there's others like me? Okay. I'm torn because I want to hear his answer so bad to this, but it feels like teasing. It feels like teasing, like I'm driving the knife in deeper to Genzo, which I've already done. I don't want to do that, okay? But then this one is like, let's just focus on Gidget, you know what I mean? Let's just focus on my asexuality. That's obviously what's important right now, and not the Genzo pining. You know what? I'm gonna have my cake and eat it too. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm gonna do this one first, and then I'm gonna rewind, and then I'm gonna do the other one. What? My voice hitches. What about you? I feel Genzo's body give the slightest twitches. What? I just mean, if you were seeing a girl and she ended up saying something similar, would you still be with her? Genzo goes silent. He shifts. Shifts again. A cough. I feel immediately awkward. Sorry, I just thought, because you probably have a lot more experience with things like this. I mean, sure, I guess. More than, you, I guess. But, you know me, I'm married to my work and all. Those bikes, aren't gonna fix themselves. Not that I've, never. He shifts. Grunts. Anyway, my love life has been more trial or error than anything else. Emphasis on the error. Not really a whole lot of opportunity in a small town like this for a guy like me, you know what I mean? A laugh. Then silence. Before finally. But I mean, if there was a good... What the Freudian slip? If there was a good girl I liked, and she said something like that, I pause. I wouldn't care. He gives my shoulder a little squeeze. Sure, maybe it'd take me a day or two to wrap my head around it, especially if, another laugh. I'd been imagining what it'd be like with this person every day for years. Am I right or am I right? But, to me, just being with that person would be enough. Guys, I am not okay. Joy is not okay. I am on the not okay train. I'm gonna cry. And I feel something in my chest unclench ever so slightly. I smile. Thanks. Then, even if you're just saying that. Hey, I mean it. Then softly, I mean it. It grows quiet again, the two of us just sitting there. A little bench outside Grubb's pub on Sherman Avenue. I sniff. I've never told anyone any of this before. Genzo just laughs. Yeah, it didn't figure. I pause. The cigarette had already burned clear down to the filter. Then he pushes his face into the top of my head. I'm glad you told me, though. Oh! I need to step away from the mic before I scream. I'm sorry. Fuck, I gotta go back. If I don't like the other answer, I'm sticking with this one because that was adorable. So other one better hold up. Do you think there's others like me? Genzo is truly who Iggy needed this time. Ah! I can't handle it, guys. When Genzo closes his eyes, it looks like he's kissing Iggy. I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna have to rewatch their kiss scene in Act 2 1,000 times on repeat tonight just to heal from this. That's it. Then, do you think there's others like me? Others that feel the same way. I feel Genzo tilt his head. Sure there are. I mean, there must be, right? You can find pretty much anything out there nowadays. You just gotta find your people. I laugh. Probably not in Lambrook. I mean, you can't even find a good steak in this city. You're considered against the grain here, just for disagreeing about the weather. But I'm sure if you poked around the recesses of the internet, you'll find people. Others you can lament with about your mutual aversion to the ol' in and out. Not the in and out. Yeah. It goes quiet again. The two of us just sitting there on the little bench outside Grubb's Pubs on Sherman Avenue. I sniff. I've never told anyone any of this before. Genzo just laughs. Yeah, I didn't figure. Oh. I mean, they're both good scenes. I'm gonna stick with that one because I don't want to dig the knife deeper into fucking Genzo, man. I can't take it. Oh, keep the first one? Yeah, okay, we do what chat says. Go back to the first one. That one was a sweeter scene. God, pining just hits, man. It just hits. It hurts, but it hits. It goes so good. Like, I love it. Oh, Lord. That Freudian slip was incredible. Love it, love it, love it. And it's also nice, too, because he's in the same boat as Iggy, you know? Like, he's dealing with his sexuality, you know, being gay and all that. And it's like, he's probably never told anybody either. And it's just like, oh, they're my OTP! Gizzy! I don't know what the fucking ship name is. The knife in the heart hurts so good. Carrot, also, leave all the ship names, please. The knife in the heart. But Genzo's such a good friend, and his love isn't just romantic. Like, he really pines after Iggy. He would love that for Iggy. But he will love him as a friend for the rest of time, okay? And I believe in that. I believe it, okay? And so I can still... And I really like Gidget. Gidget deserves some love. And Orlam too. I think Orlam's my least favorite love interest currently because... I don't get as many, like, actual, like, nice moments with Orlam. Like, we got that one scene where we're comforting Orlam after he drank fucking bleach, but that was it. And I like the flashback sequences. So if we had more moments, like, genuine moments with Orlam like that, I think I would enjoy him more. But, as of right now, I can't see him as, like, my favorite route at the moment. Like, it's just not really there. I walk Genzo home once we finish our drinks. The street is strangely silent, not a single car driving by, no voices or sounds from the surrounding houses, and when we reach the little path leading up to its apartment complex, I don't even see any lights on. Weird. The street light nearest to us is flickering on and off with a tinny buzz that makes the hair on my arm stand up. We both just stand there in the middle of the sidewalk, neither one of us moving to leave. Genzo coughs into his hand. Night air feels kind of nice somehow. Might keep walking for a bit. Yeah, me too. And it's nice that we're going together. Like, we're not just meeting in the woods. That's cool. You know what? I'm having a good time. And so we continue on, away from the apartment complex, simply ambling along in silence, neither one of us wanting to admit that something is pulling us, something is keeping our feet in motion. From one street to the next, we walk, headed towards the development to the north, towards where my folks used to live, just south of the outcropping of woods that somehow hasn't been built over even after all these years. My palm is starting to tingle, a pinprick like scratching that jumps from one nerve ending to the next and makes my fingers twitch. But rather than uncomfortable, it feels welcoming, like I'm back on a path well traveled. Genzo comes to stop first, and when I glance over, I see why. The familiar gap between the houses, that empty lot with its grass tufts and dandelions, and that looming shadow of the woods beyond. We're there, aren't we? Genzo asks. We are. I think it's also cool because he's blind, so it's like he could just feel it. His brows furrow. Look, I'm just going to assume you felt the same thing I did. Otherwise, why the hell would you walk all the way out here with me? Yeah. Perfect. No need to talk about it then. I can pretend I'm at least somewhat sane for a little while longer. Okay. Yeah, we'll pretend together, dear. He clasps his hands together, then starts off across the grassy tract. I expend the energy for a short jog to catch up, then fall into step beside him. We reach the treed threshold just as a gust of wind curls up and under my shirt, sending goosebumps across my back. At this point, I'm about 99.9 certain we've done this before. Genzo is thumping, and they're talking about it. Aww. In the first couple acts, they were like, oh, well, I'm sure he felt something I did, but I also felt something we're not gonna... I love the communication. More of this. Good. Genzo is thumping his cane against the nearest tree as though testing whether it's real. I can't argue with him, despite knowing I've never stood in this spot, never stood here with him, pondering what we're both about to do. I feel as though I've done this hundreds of times. Okay. And, like, I've suspected that like, this happens more than just the routes that we play. But ours must be, like, the most significant runs, I assume. You know, good enough for, like, an actual story, for an actual route. Whenever I try to latch onto that feeling, though, it slips through my fingers like sand. And trying to picture what happens next is even more futile, like trying to remember a dream once you've opened your eyes. I glance back at the lot and the sidewalk, and the streetlight in the distance, at the neighboring houses with their darkened windows. Then return my gaze to the shadow between the trees, a lilting wisp of wind curling around my ankles and tossing the leaves underfoot. I guess we go then? To there? No, an all-expenses paid trip to the purgatory. At this point, what's the difference? Touché. I steady my breath, attempting to calm the accelerating tremolo of my heart, then step forward. Okay, let's not fall down the hole, Iggy. The air instantly cools. It's damp chill that kind of sticks to your skin and weighs down your chest. I pressed forward through the scattered brush, using my hand to keep from walking face first into a tree. I can hear Genzo's cane whipping through the grass and snapping against bark behind me. It's eerie the way my body remembers which direction to go, even after this long, even in this pitch-black nothingness. Though perhaps it's not memory at all. Memory wouldn't tug at my arm. Memory wouldn't tweak the direction of my toes with every step, leading me further and further into the spongy blackness, where all I can hear is my own heartbeat echoing off my ribcage. I reach forward, seeking out the bark of the next tree, only this time, when my fingers touch the jagged edges, it sends a spark all the way up to my arm and into the back of my throat. I stop. Genzo's cane whips against my ankles and he stops too. We here? Yeah. I answer before I even have a chance to check, because I know. How could I not? The biggest tree in the forest, its base. Yeah. We've been here. We've done this hundreds of times. It's open. I take a step forward and hear Genzo approach. Unsurprising, all things considered. He has a point. If it weren't open, none of what we just experienced would make a lick of sense. My thoughts jump to Gidget. She's here, isn't she? Like everything else, I don't know how I know. I just know. She's down here. Waiting. Waiting for me? Waiting for my response. The thought makes my mouth go dry. Look, I think things are gonna be okay. I think it's gonna, it's not gonna be perfect. But she might not be as angry with us. I mean, she's just anticipating. I'll need to tell her. But how will she react? Will I end up losing one of my best friends? Nah, man, it'll be fine. Unless she reacts very poorly to it. Yeah, I guess I don't know, actually. Scratch that. You still there, Ix? I don't know. My head snaps up at Genzo's voice. He laughs. Quiet as a ghost over there. Thought maybe you already went bottoms up. No, I was just thinking. Genzo goes quiet, but I can hear him shifting in the darkness. Everyone else is already down there, aren't they? He finally says softly. Yeah. Just us two losers left. Damn, it's almost picturesque in that way. I move forward, towards the hole, popping a squat amongst the weeds. There's that scent again, soft, sweet, like the tempting aroma of a candy store. It curls up inside my nostrils. I grab the rounded edges and peek inside, leaning forward. He's gonna fucking fall. At least you'll have plenty of time to talk to Gidge, eh? I jerk my head up at this, retort already playing on my tongue. When he falls in, only to whack my... One day, Iggy. Maybe never. And I like the idea that he has fallen down that same hole hundreds of times. That's just how clumsy he is. The last thing I hear as I begin to sway forward is Genzo's half muse. See you on the other side. I say that! Okay, I'm losing my mind. Me and Genzo are the same. I cannot say it anymore. Everyone must be aware of it. The darkness swallows me. I'm falling. Wind whips my hair, my shirt summoning water to my eyes. My stomach feels like it's being sucked up straight into my bowels. On and on and on. Complete nothingness around me, consuming me. But there's a strange sense of familiarity in the darkness too. Almost like an old friend is welcoming me back. Iggy! That voice again. Again, yes again. It's been waiting for me. What do you want, Iggy? What do I want? What kind of question is that? What do you want more than anything in the entire world? I don't know. I think about Gidget. Genzo. About the tangled mess of feelings plaguing my thoughts. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm being pulled. First one way, then the next. Like a puppet suspended in the air. I grope in the darkness, trying to find something to hold on to. But there's nothing there. Nothing inside me. Nothing to hold me down. I don't know. I don't know what I want. The pulling feeling inside me begins to recede. I'm on a single path again. And my fingers are starting to tingle. First tiny nibbles of numbness, then building into incessant zaps of electricity. Up, 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 my arms they go, growing and growing into my chest, into my stomach, shooting down into my legs. And so loud I can't hear, can't think. Just when I think I can't take it anymore, it stops. My mind goes blank. You know, and him falling like that, and him, like, eventually getting to the point where, like, he goes a little, like, wild and then it stops, is very similar to how he ends up leaving each time as well, which I just think is interesting. The void is becoming a friend now. I think it said something similar in the last arc as well. Iggy. That was Genzo's voice. There's something soft below me. A furry warmth curled up and nested against my back like an oversized lumber pillow. Iggy. Who is that? Iggs, for Christ's sake, if you don't get out of there, you're gonna drown! Why is he in the apartment? The thought makes me laugh and I roll over with a groan, pushing my face back into an exceptionally soft bit of fur with a smile of contentment. Give me 5 more minutes, Genzo. Then I'll come out for breakfast. For fuck's sake, Iggs, you're gonna get yourself buried in there. Wait a minute. My eyes snap open. This isn't my apartment. Though that is Genzo. Then what are we... I sit up with a start, so fast it makes my head spin and dots dance across my eyes. I immediately sink back down, fingers pressing to my temples as I wait for the world to stabilize itself. Fuck. Fuck is right. But let's just take things one step at a time, eh? A shadow overtakes my view and I look up to see a familiar orange-capped head. I turn my bleary eyes towards Genzo. That's right. We're here. And like everything that's happened so far, this doesn't surprise me. I'm not sure anything would surprise me at this point. Don't say that! Do not fucking say that. Things are going to be entirely different this time just because you said that. How long have you been awake? I asked with a groan. Genzo reaches down and grabs my hand, pulling me to my feet with a laugh. Long enough to hear you talking in your sleep. Who is Mr. Cornwall and why is he trying to make you sing? I stare at him for a moment, head still struggling to catch up, then grunt and try to step towards the center of the room. My legs promptly give. The world quickly rises around me as I tumble forward. And I've gone all the way to the floor, too, if Genzo hadn't somehow managed to grab me ungracefully between my armpits, my arms cocked out like chicken wings. Let's just take it easy there, buddy. Not gonna get very far if you bust your head open on your childhood snack rack. He hauls me over to the table in question with a grunt, popping me down atop one of the small chairs. It's barely large enough to encompass my adult rear end. We're really here, then, I say as my gaze scans the room. My eyes flick from the table, still covered in half-eaten cookies, to the crackling fire, rounded window, simmering stove. Everything is just as I remember. Almost as if I'd been here yesterday. Had I been here yesterday? No, we were here on Tuesday. Just joking. That we are. Though I think you'll concur with me that it wasn't altogether entirely unexpected. Genzo's finger goes to his chin. No. I let my lips buzz in a sigh of remorse, then slap my hands against my forehead. That's exactly why this feels so weird. What the fuck is going on? Some prime fuckery, that's what. Genzo laughs and waggles his finger above the table. I wonder if these are still good. He swipes half a chocolate chip cookie off the hardwood surface. Don't eat that! Seriously? He shrugs. A guy's gotta eat. I push myself to my feet, leaving him to his cookie-munching ministrations and wandering towards the other side of the room. A chill sweeps up my back and I curl my arms in the front of my chest, all of a sudden feeling incredibly cold. My head is a mess, a jumbled snarl of out-of-focus snapshots dancing across my vision, and a whole smorgasbord of feelings to go with them. Fear, anger, panic, but also others I can't explain. Joy, relief, pain. I wince. I'm starting to feel nauseous. Hey, you okay? Genzo's voice snaps me from my thoughts, and when I glance back, I see him staring at me, half a cookie hanging out of his mouth. The absurdity and strange familiarity of the image brings a sudden bubble of laughter up from my lungs, and when I try to suppress it, I end up snorting instead. Attractive, Genzo smirks. Oh, says the one snarfing down who knows how long they've been sitting there cookies. Hey, he starts as though about to make some sort of smart mouth rebuttal, but he ultimately shrugs it off, wandering over to me and said, Seriously though, you look like you're about to pass out. Fucking pale as a ghost, and I mean worse than usual. He presses the back of his hand to my cheek. Oh, the touch combined with the words sends lightning bolts like synapses shooting through my brain with such force it takes the breath out of me. Whew. Both of us snap backwards. Did you... I start just staring at him. Now it's Genzo turn to go pale. I've said that before, haven't I? Those same exact fucking words? My eyes feel like they're shaking in their sockets. Fuck. But we're not given time to ponder the increasing absurdity of our situation. Oh, so he's not even being like, of course I wished for this, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, you know what I was gonna say. That's crazy. Clawing the walls right now. Time loop, yeah. Why are they having chemistry? Carrot, here. I'm trying to focus on Gidget. I'm not trying to focus on Genzo. Genzo had his fucking time, and you know how easy it is for me to fall back into that lovely man's arms. Okay? I don't want to be conflicted. I'm not here for conflicted. I'm here for Gidget. Okay? Retreat! I'm trying to stay focused, ladies and gentlemen. Are we going to save the rabbit this time? My guess is no. Heavy march like, steady and methodical. Oh no! Genzo groans me. We dash towards the window. But it's not like we need to. Both of us know what's about to round the bend outside. They appear as predicted, 2 by 2, boots bruising the dirt and long ears bouncing left and right and left and right. They round the curve of the well-trimmed path, kicking up dust with each synchronous step. I step away from the window, wringing my hands. The nausea plaguing my stomach is getting worse. Already I can feel the walls starting to undulate around me, tendrils of panic clutching at my chest, my throat. Genzo, I moan before I can stop myself, breath coming out faster and faster. Genzo spins around, then starts towards me, face colored with worry. But just as he opens his mouth, the footsteps outside come to a stop. An abrupt stop. Even more abrupt than expected. Okay, there is a very specific type of horror of like, yeah, I know what's going on here, I know what to expect, and then not doing that. So, I'm already scared. Interesting to get more and more of their memories back what's in Wonderland. Also, they remember what happened last time. Does Gendo remember what we did to him? It's not, I feel like it's what they're confronted with, they immediately remember, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think they're going to remember things that aren't, like, within their wheelhouse, basically. Like, I'm sure if Iggy, for instance, sees a ham, he's probably going to be like, oh shit, you know, like, but if there's nothing that, like, triggers the memory, it's not going to happen. I think that's mostly how it works. Yeah, just intense deja vu. Deja vu, we've been this people. Who's there? Show yourself. Fuck. The squawk is so shrill. It rattles the window glass in its pain, and the shock of it gives my bowels such a twitch I'm pretty sure I spritz my linens on the spot. Eyes strained, I throw a look at Genzo, who looks equally as terrified. How could they? There's no way they could have. Then comes the sound of boots. Oh, crisp and sharp. The footsteps grow louder, nearer to the cottage door. Let's get ready for some more bad ends, ladies and gentlemen. And non-binary pals. Genzo going to get the worst flashbacks in the castle. No, for real. He's coming. He's coming inside. My hand goes instinctively to Genzo's shoulder, fingers curling tight in the fabric of his jacket. And I see him move purposely to the left, putting himself between me and the door with one arm raised to keep me back. Oh. Ruh-roh, Scooby. Couldn't have put it better myself. I do wonder how they make Genzo very tasty, though. Because he's tasty. Because he's my favorite. The rabbit is almost here. No, I can hear the rattle of iron. Is it Jerry? I'm not gonna get over Jerry. Who the fuck is Jerry? Why does that one rabbit have a goddamn name? And how come every time I bring him up, Carrot's like, yeah, Jerry. I don't know if they're playing with me or not. I don't know if it's joke. I don't know if, like, I hyperfixated on something that's not actually a thing, or if it is actually a thing, but we're waiting to see the thing. Who is Jerry? It's like the messenger bag. What is Jerry's endgame? I can hear the rattle of iron on his boots with each deliberate stomp. There's only one rabbit with a name, and his name is Jerry. Yeah, like, that's gotta mean something, right? Like, it can't just be, like, a random detail they added for jokes. I mean, I guess it could be, but that just doesn't feel right. I want Jerry to be a thing. The door is shaking on its hinges. I can see the rabbit's eyes in my mind. Jumpy, wild, bearing down on me. Then, I ordered you to show yourself. Just what are you doing back there? This is followed up by the sound of rustled brush. Wrenched fabric. A yelp. I stare at the door. Blink. Hey, at least that rabbit might make it out alive this time. What? My grip on Genzo's jacket loosens ever so slightly. I'm just doing my job. I do have a permit, so if you would please... A pause. More shifting noises. Then a thud at something, or someone, presumably falls back to the ground. Very well, as much as it pains me, I'll allow you to stay. Try not to make yourself look too much like a suspicious brigand begging for an overnight stay in His Majesty's stalls next time. Something skids across the dirt. Then the rabbit's footsteps begin anew. Away, away, away. Another squawked. Back to it, you ingrates. That makes my eardrums bleed. Then the marching resumes. Crisp, sharp, and perfectly in time. Only after it completely fades in the distance do I let my shoulders fall, and I release the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. I shoot Genzo a look of confusion, then start hesitantly towards it. What the fuck is going on? My fingertips find... I mean, I'm just excited that things are really different because I feel like I'm experiencing the story for the first time again. I swallow. Then open it. For just a moment I have to squeeze my eyes shut against the light. It's quite a bit brighter than the dim cottage lighting. But after a few harried blinks, I manage to squint just enough to see, and my gaze goes instantly in the direction the previous altercation had taken place. Who is this? Who is this? I don't know you. You weren't here before. A young man in a black vest stands there muttering to himself, gaze flicking back and forth between a clipboard in one hand and a pocket watch in the other. Bro, I'm so befuddled right now. He doesn't look especially agreeable. In fact, between the scowl on his face and the 2-ton boulders beneath his eyes, he looks downright cantankerous. My exact reaction. Wait, aren't you the person that Orlov wrote? That's what I thought, but apparently that was a girl and this is a guy. I mean, gender fluid, I don't know. He's holding a pocket watch, and this is very Alice in Wonderland inspired, so are you like the gotta go quick guy? Hello? I managed to eke out despite my sheer bewilderment. The man's head pops up, and I see him size me up before flipping his gaze to the clipboard and then back to me. Follow the white rabbit. I mean, I thought we were the white rabbit. We fell down the hole. I mean, I guess we're Alice. I don't know. Ah, there you are. What do you mean, oh, there you are? Who are you? He stands up straight and snaps his pocket watch closed with an irate flick of his wrist. I expected you earlier. Come along, then. I take a step back. Whoa, wait just a second there. Who even are you? Yeah. By this point, Genzo has made it outside, and at the appearance of this new individual, he brings a hand to my shoulder. Who's this fucker? The man cocks his head, looks at Genzo, looks back at his clipboard. There's only supposed to be one of you. Genzo takes an indignant step forward, middle finger pointed skyward. There's quickly gonna be none of you if you don't start talking, jackass. Pleasant fellow, the man blinks. I'm only doing as I'm told. Pick up one Iggy Maxwell from the cottage by the lane. Okay, so is this Gidget's people? I'm also very confused by the metrics in which a lot of the people here in Wonderland have sentience, I'm assuming. Like, it's very weird. Like, Gidget has a bunch of, like, zombie people that follow her. Are they even actually people? And then the rabbits seem to have personalities and their own shit going on. Are they people? I mean, like, I'm so confused. And then there's, like, noble women and shit when you go to Orlom's castle, so there are people here. But it's like, are they real people, or are they just figments of our imagination? I don't even want to think about it. I don't know. I'm only doing as I've been told, yeah. Another clerk, check of the clipboard. 5 on the hour. Pick him up and take him where? Why, to the mistress, of course. Genzo looks at me. I look at Genzo. Mistress? I finally manage. Yes, she is expecting you. Wanting to make sure you made it safely and comfortably into town. You know what? Gidget's already better than fucking Orlom, because we had to take our little bitch ass and get all angry at Genzo just to get to Orlom, and we didn't get the royal treatment, but we got the royal treatment with Gidget. Gidget knows how to treat us well, alright? She's winning all the points in my book right now. This is great. I imagine that they're a part of Wonderland in the same way the trees and the grass are. They set dressing for the real people to play with. Yeah, so it's like, if we kill a rabbit, should we feel bad about it because they're not actually, like, a real thing? Like, are they just a prop, or are they real people? I mean, one of them's named Jerry! Like, why do they have a name, then? I'm thinking too deep. I take a step forward, one hand to Genzo's shoulder in an effort to assuage his palpable resentment. He snorts, but seems to calm some. You mean Gidget? I ask, despite being fairly confident of the answer. That's a scary thought, honestly, these people who are props. Yeah, it makes me feel a little gross, but then also the thought of them being actual people who are also in Wonderland, separate from the main cast, makes me also like, it's kind of all over the place, and I don't know how I want to think about it. The man cocks his head in the other direction this time. That would be correct. I guess, I glance around. I don't remember this. I don't remember any of this. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not, but a ride to Gidget seems good. Convenient. Better than stumbling around this place ourselves, anyway. That sounds fine. Yeah, we'll go. Iggy! Genzo pisses. You heard him. He's taking us to Gidget, which is where we're gonna go anyway, right? I throw a hand in the back direction to the rabbit guards headed earlier. Better than taking our chances with the 7-foot rabbits, anyway. Genzo looks like he wants to say something, then jerks away with a huff, wipes at his nose. I guess. I moved towards the man, who's now impatiently checking his watch again. He's like, "We gotta go, man, hurry up." He's punctual. I hold out my hand in what seems like a friendly gesture of hospitality. Iggy? And, this is Genzo." The man looks at my hand, looks at me. "You may call me Cecil." Cecil? I think it's Cecil, right? Or Cecil. Fuck. I don't know which one. Cecil. I think them being real people is worse for me personally. I think also it shows maybe how Wonderland warps Gidget and Orlum and how they use people for their own ends. He's very important date. Yeah! He turns on his heels with a flick of his vest tails, hands shoved in his pockets as he starts down the path circling the cottage. Casil? I think? I think I'm gonna stick with Cecil for right now. And I'll have Carrot correct me if it's wrong for the next stream, but I just... Give me phonetic spelling. Oof, really bringing out the worst of them. This way. I simply watch him for a moment, blinking in silence and his hands still outstretched, then jog to catch up. Genzo scuttles along behind, one hand to his cap. Both of us, however, are brought to an abrupt stop when we round the corner. Ooh, a carriage! And come face to face with the grandest carriage we've ever seen. See, this is the treatment. Our girl is treating us right. Right. Nitro falls nearly to the floor. I thought it was the way Troy was doing it, but honestly, I don't know. I like Cecil. Unless Carrot, like, corrects me, I'm just gonna stick with Cecil, I think. Yeah! We're in the Wonderland! Now this is what I'm talking about. 4 enormous gilded wheels hold it aloft from the ground. And the carriage itself, like a smooth white teardrop, sits amongst a nested of coiled green vines, almost like a pumpkin reigning over its patch. At the head of the carriage, 2 white stallions stamp and kick at the dirt impatiently, their manes like twin braided bouffants adorning their crowns. I wonder if her wish is going to be different this time then. Oh yeah, Iggy is Cinderella, that's true. Our Cinderella, we can't forget that, guys. But like, where was this the last couple of routes? Or is it Genzo? I don't know. Everyone's Cinderella. Like, fucking Cinderella or something. Shut up, Iggy, we're saying that. We're going in this? Genzo's voice rises a good 2 octaves. Cecil throws a bored glance at the carriage, voice monotone. Yes, that was the idea. Thought it might be a bit. His eyes go back to Genzo. Tight. Ah! Everybody needs to stop fat-shaming Genzo right now. I'm gonna fucking scrap with you, Cecil. I don't know you like that. This is supposed to be a single rider, after all. We'll sit on Genzo's lap! We win! Fuck off! I see Genzo's face start to go red again. I bring a hand to his shoulder. It's fine, we'll make it work. Cecil opens the carriage door with an apathetic kick, then holds his hand out. Come along then, we're already late. Oh, right. Where's my spray bottle? I step forward, look hesitantly from Cecil to the open door, then grab his hand and use it to propel myself up into the carriage. Very kind of him. Once inside, I fall unceremoniously down onto the seat, banging my head against the back wall. For fuck's sake, though the pain is relatively short-lived, overtaken once again by awe as I gaze up and around at the interior of the carriage. Where the outside has been utterly devoid of color, the inside is rife with it. The arcing ceiling sewn with velvety swaths of red, blue, and yellow fabrics. Deep purple curtains pulled back against the windows, and even the chair I'm sitting on, a veritable throne, sporting no less than 4 different colors in its selection of cushionry. Directly in front of me is a small round table of rich mahogany, a tea set with cups and cakes and cookies laid atop of it. This is fucking luxurious. I swallow hard, all of a sudden feeling incredibly out of my league. At the moment, however, Genzo tumbles in and I quickly come to understand the full weight of Cecil's earlier comment. Rude. It's tight. Very tight. And as both of us try to squeeze into the single-person seat, I feel beads of sweat begin ghosting my hairline. Genzo ends up half squished against my armpit, where my left leg is forced halfway up on his thigh. I cough. He coughs. We both cross our arms in sync and attempt to sit back with varying degrees of success. Pleasant journey, gentlemen. Cecil draws before slamming the door shut and walking around to the front. Genzo shifts. Shifts again. He looks 50 shades of uncomfortable. Better than taking our chances with a 7-foot rabbit's my ass. I hear him grumble beneath his breath. Yes, the pining is worse than any kind of running for danger that we could do. Oh, that sounds so fancy. Yeah. Hey, at least there's tea. I maneuver past him and reach for the pot. Ever so carefully, I lift it by his slender handle, then let the brown liquid arc downward into the single cup. Once finished, I place it gingerly back on the table so not to chip the delicate porcelain. At that moment, Sissel must have whipped the horses in gear because we moved forward with a jolt and the freshly filled teacup slides straight off the table into the floor, cracking it in two. Damn it! Oh, smooth. I sit back, place my hands in my lap, curl them around my chest, then place them back on my lap. I turn my gaze towards the slowly panning scenery, eyelids drooping. This is going to be a long ride, isn't it? I'm having a good time. No, I feel like I'm in a time loop. Cecil is scratching something in my brain. We know what it is. Next time someone is mean to Genzo, I'm fighting. Yeah, do it, Stacks, use your sword. How are you? We're having a good time. Things are going good. 20 minutes. 30. In any other situation, it would likely have been a delightful experience. Outside, the scene changes from one wondrous sight after the next. Lush fords of red-dappled trees, rolling hills of sunflowers, picturesque river landscapes. I'm late and see that poor Genzi being bullied. It's okay, he'll bully them back. He'll beat their ass. I know Genzo can fight. But inside, I'm a jumbled mess of nerves, thoughts jumping from confusion over our current situation to anxiety about Gidget to growing discomfort over the cramp in my leg. And the further we cruise, the more each of these thoughts morphs and expands. A particularly large bump in the road rocks the carriage, sending me hard against Genzo's shoulder. Sorry, I mutter as I sit back up. Genzo just grunts. He's still got his arms crossed, face half buried in the collar of his jacket. Ooh, okay. The weather over a childhood memory? Who do you think I am? As whoever does this, play another game. Just being really mean. Break the tension with a childhood memory. Weird. But you know what this reminds me of? I start with a chuckle. What? That one summer you had to cart me along on your bike everywhere. Genzo raises a brow in confusion. Remember? 'Cause mine broke? And that was the summer my dad was forced to retire at the plant, so we were trying to save money and couldn't replace it. Yeah, sure, I remember it, but what the fuck does that have to do with any of this? Genzo, I'm trying to make it less weird. Don't be weird. Genzo splays out his hands in a show of obvious disconnect. Oh, come on. The passing trees, the bumpy road. I curl my arm around his neck with a sardonically affectionate coo, being squished against each other in a moving vehicle. Genzo bats me away with a flustered grunt. For fuck's sake. I just laugh. You got legs of steel that summer. Then pat his knee, lowering my... Oh, God. He doesn't even realize he's, like, accidentally flirting with him. That's so funny. It feels so good. Then pat his knee, lowering my voice in the best impression of his crackly timbre I can manage. Not sure you'd fare so well anymore, eh? You do something nice for a guy. Genzo snorts and raises his hands in the air, though I can see the grin tugging at the side of his mouth. Oh, Genzo is the strongest soldier. Gay pining. Anyone who's experienced gay pining, I have, is stronger than any U.S. Marine. Should have left you down... Oh, God. Gay pining is the worst thing in the fucking world, dude. That shit makes you feel like your insides are coming out through your mouth. Like, it's awful. It's, like, it's not a cute crush at all. It just... And mine was reciprocated. I was one of the lucky ones. And still it was awful. Like, I can't even imagine what it would have been like if she just wasn't into me. Holy... Let's not think about it. Something. Poor Genzo. I feel you, man. Should have left you to run down the streets waving your pasty little stick arms in the air. I stretch my arm out, palm upraised in an attempt at alluring that probably reads more like a dying cow. Some people like the sallow look. Yeah, they're called mortician's eggs. You know, jealousy's not a good look on you. Pshaw. You'd have to be blind to be attracted to an emancipated sack of shit. He stops Blanchett. Shit. Oh, an I don't know that word. Emaciated sack of shit? You've seen a lot of those in your day, I laugh. Look at him. Then it hits me. Oh. I blink. He blinks. I scratch the back of my neck. Damn, I didn't even ask you about that. He looks away. Scratches beneath his cap. It's, whatever. What else was I gonna wish for? Or am I right? He chuckles, but it sounds forced. I get that. I guess it's like I didn't even notice, is all. It's true. I hadn't even realized it until this moment. Another one of those unsurprising surprises that are coming at us in droves lately. But this one in particular makes me feel guilty. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. What's there to notice, eh? It's not like it changes anything. Genzo scratches at his cheek. Really skinny, sunken skin like a corpse starving person. Thank you. Emaciated. That's the word. I do know that word. You know how, like, you know a word when you hear it, but then when you, like, see it, you don't... There's a lot of words, okay? Changes anything? Changes what? But he steers the subject in another direction before I can ask. Anyway, you ready to face Gidge? I sit back, my cheeks growing warm. Not really, but... I haven't seen her since it happened. I started playing with my hands, scratching at my left index finger with my thumbnail. Do you think she's still, thinking about it? Iggy, she sent a horse-drawn carriage and a guy named Cecil to come pick you up. Cecil, Iggs. She's more than thinking about it. That's true. Yeah, this makes my cheeks burn even hotter. I can't stop replaying it in my mind. So close to her in that car, the feeling of her lips on mine. I hadn't disliked it. Kissing like that closeness, that warmth. Thinking about it sends fuzzy whirlgigs up through my chest. It's only when imagining going further that things start to go south. Genzo gives a playful shove with his shoulder. You'll be fine, Slick. Besides, how long have you been friends for? No matter what happens, you two will find a way to work through it. Aww. I sit back with a sigh, gaze turning upward. And you know what? Having that little flashback with Gidget and, like, seeing them interact, I can see Iggy being that close to Gidget like he's close with Genzo. Like, that's really nice. I'm glad that they are. Like, and not, like, this weird disconnect between us and Orlom. we're his friend every once in a while. I wonder how close we are now. The gentle rocking motion of the carriage is starting to put me to sleep. I let my eyes flutter closed, then open them again. And in a way, like, Iggy and Gidget actually have more in common than he has with Genzo. Genzo just complements him really well, which they're both really good. Just staring up at the roof of the carriage, those colors, those bright colors, that rocky motion. Something about that combination. My eyes close again. Iggy, they're opening up the bouncy house. Castle. My brow twitches. Come on, Gen, bouncy castle! Fuck, that's right. When I open my eyes again, it's there in front of me. Ooh, I'm loving all the fucking flashbacks, dude. I am living my best goddamn life right now. But I gotta pee real fast, so let me do that. Let me mute my mic. I won't be gone long. Sorry it's silent. Actually, no, I'll just go to my break screen. I'll be right back. Okay, back. All manner of hacked together colors, brilliant and bright, shrieks with laughter coming from inside as it shudders, shudders, shudders. Fuck, I'm an idiot. I really thought that I pressed that. Okay, you know what? Let's just go back and pretend that didn't happen. Oh no, boo, boo. Okay, what did I say? I think this is in high school. I'm trying to remember everything I said. This is so embarrassing. I'm so sorry, guys. It was just I had my mic muted and I didn't unmute it when I came back. I'm an idiot. It's okay. So we're in high school. This is probably after prom. And this might be the thing that changed their relationship, because they were talking earlier about how, like, Gidget, like, his relationship with Gidget kind of changed. And this is 1000% after prom now. All right. At this point, I don't have much of a choice. Besides, when am I going to have another chance to jump around inside of an inflatable castle? Gidget pulls herself up and inside the entrance flap, promptly falling down on her rear end in a flurry of fabric. Graceful, I say with a laugh, starting to climb in after her. Then I pause, look back. Genzo and Orlam are just standing there, Genzo looking sullen and inebriated, and Orlam looking back and forth between Genzo and the castle with increasingly nervous flicks of his head. Do you want to go on it? I hear Orlam ask. That's true, Genzo did say that. Like, fuck I do. Orlam winces but reaches towards him all the same, curling his hand around Genzo's wrist. Oh, we're seeing a lot more of their interactions this time around. It's okay, I can help you. Oh... Genzo slaps his hands away. Oh, you know what? I never even thought about that. I never even thought of the fact that Orlam might try to, like, overcompensate because Genzo is, like, a disabled person. So then he feels like he... Oh, and... Fuck, I'm remembering. Okay, so there was, like, a thing in Act 2 where he was on the boat and Iggy didn't help fucking Genzo after he went blind because he felt probably guilty and also was, like, felt like he needed to keep a distance away from him because what triggered him to go blind was, like, him having a boner, like, on Iggy, and they were trying to, like, move past it, and it was, like, a whole fucking thing. And Orlam did help him, and, oh, God, fuck. Oh. Okay. Whatever. Choo-choo, pain central, let's go. Genzo slaps his hand away with a jerk, stepping backwards. Don't you fucking touch me. I feel all of a sudden guilty. Come on, Gen. I slide back out, dash towards him, already out of breath. I'll help you. I just said, I'm not going on that thing. Genzo just squawks. It'll be fun, come on. I grab his hand. At the touch, his face morphs into something unreadable, and the corner of his mouth twitches. In that instance of hesitation, I manage to pull him over on the entrance of the castle. I grab his cane away and toss it to the side. Ooh, what? Before hooking my arms beneath his pits and hauling him over and over the vibrantly hue threshold. I drag myself up after him and crawl over, one hand to his back so he knows where I am. I'm already regretting this, Genzo has to shout over the sound of the air pump. Free my boy Orlam, he's innocent. No, he's not! No, he's not! I have every suspicion that, I mean, I love Orlam. I do. But I think he did something bad to Genzo, so I'm like, I feel it. Oops, gotta go. Bye, Joy. I'll have to catch up with the VOD later. Don't worry about it, chatter. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the VOD when you watch it. Genzo shoots over the side of the air pump. He's on his hands and knees and trying to keep his balance. The ground beneath us is bucking and bobbing like the surface of a turbulent waterbed, and when one of our overzealous classmates bounces a bit too close, it sends Genzo backwards on his rear end with a yelp. Oh, this gotta be so scary if you're blind. I reach for his hand, hooking my fingers into his and pulling him to his feet. Just hold on to me, I shout before... Oh. So you're telling me Iggy's always done this shit? Iggy's always done this shit? He's always obliviously, like, been... I mean, he's just being a friend to him or whatever. And of course that if you're, like, pining... It's eating my skin! Also, I don't know, but also being blind and being in a bouncy castle for me would be really scary. Yeah, me too. Oh, they're so damn cute, dude. I'm gonna bite my tongue off. First gentle bounces, testing out the water, so to speak, then slowly transforming into larger bounces. He was always sweet. They're so cute. I hate that Carrot's doing this to me, though. Like, I get it from a storytelling but again, this is Gidget's fucking world. You know what? Hold up. So, Gidget has always had this, like, side eye towards Genzo because she's picking up on this shit. She gets it. She knows. Because she really likes Iggy. And she knows that Genzo really likes Iggy. So they have, like, this weird dynamic going on. And now I'm feeling that by proxy. Because it's like, I'm trying to focus on Gidget. And then Genzo keeps popping the fuck up. You know? And, like, I love it. Because I love them both. But it's like... I can't breathe. And, like, Carrot's doing such a good job with love triangles. Usually love triangles or love squares or love fucking hexagons at this point are, like, annoying, but this is so good. I'm telling you, you add queer to anything and like you can get away with it. Like queer adds the extra spice that romance needs sometimes, you know? Like I don't know what it is. Writing is so brilliant. I'm losing my fucking mind. I think we're going to see a love triangle and jealousy for real. Like, this has to be building towards it. Yeah, there's no way! And I can't handle it. Somebody's gonna kill us. Like, whatever, I'm having a good time. Genzo looks positively terrified at first, and his fingers are clenched in mine so tightly it's cutting off the circulation. But little by little, he starts to join in, grin playing on his lips as he moves up and down with the undulating floor. There's a flash of purple next to us as Gidget bounces over. That's the way, boys, she laughs. I feel like I'm walking on the moon. Genzo shouts and nearly falls over. My turn, Iggy. Gidget's hands are on my shoulders now. I laugh. Release Genzo's hands to grab Gidget's instead. Oh. Fine, I say with a grin. How can I resist the invitation of such a lovely lady? Oh, shit, my prince, she coos sarcastically. Don't let me fall. Genzo falls back silently. Oh, no. I see his arms drop to his sides. He's no longer bouncing, but Gidget is jumping now. High, so high, and my own stomach is lurching up and down with such a, buoying wave. Higher and higher, both of us laughing and shrieking, toppling over each other. I'm not sure how long the two of us bounce before Orlan makes it over. I see him staggering his way towards us across the choppy expanse. However, he loses his balance once he gets close, colliding straight into Genzo's shoulder. Genzo yelps, stepping back with a start. And Orlan falls to his knees between the three of us. It's quiet for a moment. Then Genzo laughs, reaching forward. Who's this, Orlan? His hands find Orlan's shoulder, traveling upward, thumbs feeling at his face. For a second, his palm cups Orlan's cheeks, almost as though he's about to lean in for a kiss. Then another laugh, he grabs the back of Orlan's hair, fingers curled into the base of his rat tail. Damn, didn't know you were that desperate to suck my dick. He shoves Orlan's face into the crotch with a cackle. Genzo was a menace! A menace! A menace. See, and then, this scene is crazy, because it's like, okay, you feel bad for Genzo, but then you feel bad for Gidget, then you feel bad for Orlan, then you feel bad for Iggy. Why do I feel bad for everybody? Because nobody, like, they're all hurting each other accidentally, and nobody's actually doing it on purpose, so you can't really blame them, but then at the same token, it's like, Genzo hadn't seen her since high school, since he's blind. I'm the stupidest person in the world. I forgot the timeline in that. No, don't worry about it. So shameless in front of everyone. Genzo, I snap. It's not like Genzo picking on Orlan is a new thing, but this is too much. That's enough. I release Gidget's hands and step forward with a swat at Genzo, sending Orlan back onto his rear end. Genzo just shrugs, blowing a raspberry with his lips. I mean, all he had to do was ask. Come on. I hook my arms between Orlan's pits in an attempt to pull him to his feet. He sags like a limp rag doll in my grip. Oh. What the hell is wrong with you, Gen? Gidget's hands are on her hips. Genzo shoots his middle finger skyward with an angry jerk. Oh, sorry. Guess I didn't know today was shit on Genzo Day. Nobody's shitting on you. And then a slightly subdued hiss. And I think you've had a little too much. Genzo grunts, wipes his nose. Whatever, it's fine. I'm just the resident loser after all. I always fuck everything up. You're better off without me. Oh god, not this, Genzo. You're better than this. Didn't Genzo and Orlan sleep together? Am I making this up? I don't know what they did together. I know that they have a relationship, and I know that Orlan has feelings for Genzo that are probably completely unreciprocated. But I don't know if they just, like, made out, they slept together, I don't know if they just had, like, a kiss or something, but I'm pretty sure it happened after prom, and I have no idea exactly the specifics. And then Genzo also hinted at it last act where he was like, well, he's like really fucking mad at Orlan for some reason, and I think Orlan maybe took advantage of him. That's just my guess. I could be completely wrong on that, but it would make sense why Genzo's so fucking mad at him. Otherwise, all this other shit, he's just bullying him, and I don't know why he hates him so much, but he just thinks he's weird. I don't know. I just hope it's more than that. Nothing. I've already made a jackass of myself enough for one night. No need to embarrass myself further. He rubs at his face, staggers forward. He's looking really bad. I need to get out of here. He stumbles away, hand reaching up the inflatable wall so he can use it to guide himself back to the exit. I watch him for a moment before finally yanking Orlan the rest of the way up. He pitches forward in an attempt to find his balance. His face, his cheeks, forehead, neck, everything is bright red. He doesn't look at me, his shoulders hunched as he tugs at his rat tail. Gidget takes a gentle hold of his shoulders in an attempt to steady him, her face a mixture of pity and curiosity. I throw another look in Genzo's direction. He's stumbling along about halfway there. Then an errant bounce from one of our classmates rocks his balance and he goes down hard. Oh my god, nobody helped him? Shit. Visions of him getting trampled filling my head. I take off after him. Well, that's good. I make it about 5 lopping steps before I too go down. I land half on top of him, and for a second I can't do much of anything, the world jumping and shuddering around me. But once I gather myself, I manage to grab hold of Genzo's smaller frame and roll out the path of our screeching classmates. We're a tangled mess of limbs now. My fingers clenched tight in the fabric of his jacket, and his legs hooked up over my hip. I can feel his heart beating against my chest. It sounds like he's going into overdrive. Ah! Yeah, that's correct, Gray. That's the proper reaction. And his breath is short and stilted against my neck. Iggy? His voice sounds semi-panicked. Yeah, it's just me, I say near his ear, though for some reason this doesn't seem to distill his distress. If anything, his heart starts beating faster. Didn't want you coming out looking like a pancake, I laugh. The side of his mouth twitches and I feel him shifting against me. Anyway, come on, let's get out of here before both of us get crushed to death. I give him a squeeze around the middle, then drag the both of us towards the exit. We go rolling from the cracking tarp and onto the floor of the gym below with a flop. It takes a moment for the world to stop spinning and my head to stop ringing, for me to get readjusted to the bright lights and sudden quiet, but before I can so much as sit up, Genzo has already extricated himself from me with a jerk. He scooches away, the look of panic back and stronger this time. Where's my stick? It's over here. What's wrong? Just give me it, okay? I rise shakily to my feet, throwing a glance towards Gidget as she slides out after us, then wandering over to where I toss his cane. When I offer it to him, he quickly snatches it from my hand. He's acting weird. Shoulders hunched, body turned away from me, legs crossed. You okay? I'm fine. I'll be, right back, okay? He flicks his cane out and begins walking away, nearly running into a trio of chatting girls along the way. Okay, I guess. I say to no one in particular. Genzo is winning the gay fighting Olympics, yeah. Like, Jesus. He is down bad. Down criminally. And I love that for him, but also, babe, get up. I have no idea what's got into him. Well, okay, I have some idea. A whole bottle of full alcohol. But even that doesn't explain his current behavior. I attempt to smooth down my rumpled clothes before wiping the sweat from my forehead. Between the physical exertion and the buildup of dry air in that thing, I'm absolutely parched. So I wander to the nearby tables of drinks one of the parent chaperones is manning, and burp, and grab a couple of water bottles, figuring I'll get some for everyone. I'm on my way back, 4 water bottles tucked in my arms, when I see Gidget talking to Orlam. Said to tell you something. Huh? Said he needed to, help him with something? Oh, no, guys. Oh, no. He did? Orlam gets very flustered at this. I can see him curling and looping his fingers through his rat tail. I know! I'm like, it's dawning on me! This is crazy for him to use him like that. Like, that's crazy. Like, okay, obviously it's mutual. But, like... I'm having the process. My brain is processing. Yeah, he went down that way, I think. She gestures off in the direction of Genzo headed. Orlam follows her finger with his gaze, glances back, looks again. Just as I arrive with the water bottles, he scuttles. Because she's trying to turn Genzo away from Iggy because she's jealous. Yeah, I mean... Also queen. Like, bad, obviously, but, like... I don't know why I like Gidget so much. I don't know. Like, I feel like I like her more than I even should, to be honest. Like, I need to get up. I'm sitting here being like, well, Genzo needs to get up. He needs to, come on, get it together, guy. And I'm over here like, oh my gosh, Gidget, wow. It's like, no, girl, you get up. You get up with your gay pining. Her web connects them all. She's a mass manipulator. Oh. Again, slay. He scuttles off, looking very much like a mouse escaping into its hole. Where'd he go? Gidget just shrugs, then sees the water. Oh, is that for us? Yeah, I guess. I'll just keep these for when these 2 come back. I hand her one, trying to figure out what to do with the others before finally shoving in one of my jacket pockets. They only half fit, sticking out humorously above the fabric like sweaty dumbbells. Want to sit down? I nod in the direction of the bleachers as I unscrew the cap of my own bottle and take a swig. Teen girls are so that way, though. Yeah, they are. You know. And she doesn't understand the gravity of it either. You know, like, she's probably just, like, joking around. Genzo fucking does it, too. They all do it. Not really Orlam, but they all do it. You know, it's fine. Sounds good. My feet are killing me. A short climb later, and we're halfway up the bleachers, perched on one of the benches and grazing down upon the boisterous stream floor. Especially about a boy, yeah. Yeah, girls, we gotta stand up. We gotta do better. Gidget's taking her I'm guilty. Gidget's taking her shoes off and you know what? I'll expose myself here because this is just real. When I was a teenage girl, I became a super practicing Christian because of a boy. Like, became hella religious because of a boy for like 3 years. Okay? So, yeah, we could get down real bad. All right? I get it. And I was a teenager. I was like 16, and then obviously I got out of it by the time I was my adulthood. But for context, I had been out as bisexual since I was like 13. And I like knew very early on in my life that I was bisexual, and I had come to terms with it as soon as I knew what bisexual was, basically. And I came out, and everybody was pretty accepting, and things were good. And then I became like super, super Christian, and it was like immediately after I dated a girl as well, which is just like, okay, it's like, all right, fucking go off, you know. So I get it, and maybe that's why I'm so sympathetic towards it, because it's just like I realize how stupid kids can be because they just don't know. Like, and it's just part of it. Gidget's taking her shoes off and is stretching her toes on the seat in front of us as she sneaks sips from her water. Wonder where Bucks and Hunar disappeared to. I throw a half suit. You know, I did think about this, and this is bad, but I was like, but the timelines were obviously off. But I was like, did they conceive Sadie during the fucking after prom? And then I was like, Joy, that makes no sense. That baby is 3 months old, and they are 30-something. So, no, the baby was not conceived on after prom night. I don't know what they're doing on after prom, but, you know, it wasn't conceiving Sadie. No, it's a part of growing up, and you do bad things, but it's part of learning. Absolutely. Wonder where Bucks and Hunar disappeared to. I throw a half-serious glance across the heads of our fellow students. Not the after prom baby. Yeah, it just doesn't line up. Haven't seen them since bingo. Who knows? They've gotten meditation going in the wrestling room. Maybe they're there. I hum beneath my breath, elbows on my knees and chin resting on my palms. Kind of weird, though, when you think about it. I cock my head in a direction. Just all of us after this? Who knows where we'll go, you know? She pauses, takes a sip. After being together for so long, it feels weird. Like, I won't be able to call one of you up. No more after schools at Norman's. Yeah, it's weird. We sit there for a moment, letting the silence linger between us. You still going into fashion? I finally ask. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Campbell already accepted me anyway, so I think back to a year prior, when Gidget had gushed constantly about wanting to apply to Springwood's software development program. Now, however, I hadn't even heard her mention Springwood since. Gee, I wonder why that happened. Definitely wasn't Iggy's fault or anything. I turn my gaze away, scratching the back of my neck. The water bottle feels especially heavy in my pockets. Iggy? When I glance back, I see her staring at her feet. Do you think I'm pretty? Gorgeous. I nearly spit out my water. In a fluster, I attempt to wipe out my mouth, tremble audible in my voice, and what do you mean by that? What do you mean? What does she mean? Her face is red now. I was thinking about maybe going into modeling after school. Oh? I screw the lid back on the water. There's little droplets of water on my glasses now. They're distracting me. I told my mom, but she said I'm too ugly. Oh my god. No, your mom's ugly. Fuck her. That's bullshit. I said, yeah, just a bit too loud, then glance around nervously to check that none of the parent chaperones had heard me. When it seems I'm in the clear, I lean forward, hissing softer this time. That's bullshit. Is it, though? I see the side of her mouth twitch. I love him. Good on you, Iggy. That was great. Of course it is. You're the most gorgeous girl I know. I mean, look at you. I gestured towards her dress. You look like you stepped out of a painting or something. Like an angel. Yeah. That's it. Okay. Iggy's got the riz. Gidget sits back, her cheeks pink. You think I look like an angel? I cough into my hand. I mean, yeah. My knee is bouncing now. It's making the bleachers rattle. When I look over, I see tears forming in Gidget's eyes. Shit, what's wrong? Did I say something wrong? No, no one's ever said anything like that to me before. Hey, I hesitate, pull up my sweaty collar, then finally bring my arm around her shoulder. That's just 'cause, no one else knows the real you. The real me? Yeah, the you inside, your spirit. No wonder she's down bad. Yeah, like, if a guy called me an angel, I'd be like, okay, so you want me, so you want to marry me, so we're gonna die together, right? Because you can't just be saying that willy-nilly. And, okay, the good news is that Iggy isn't leading her on. He legitimately does like her, and I think that's an interesting big point there, is that, like, there is mutual feelings here. It's just that his feelings aren't at, like, he worries that she's gonna want sex from him and he can't reciprocate, which is a very valid thing to worry about. And I like that that's what most of this is and what it's centered around. Like, I think it's great. I reach forward to tap the area above her heart, then recoil when I realize just how close to her chest that is. I pat her knee instead. The kind of thing only someone as close as me would know. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm just rambling in an attempt to make her feel better. Oh. Gidget looks down bashfully, a little grin playing on her lips. I see. So, don't let anyone tell you you're ugly, okay? You're always beautiful to me. For a second, I worry that she's going to start crying again. Her head tilts downwards. Baby, you are my angel! How I feel about Gidget, to be honest. It makes sense when you realize that she basically said to her mom that her sibling is the perfect angel and she is not. But to Iggy, she is an angel. She is! I don't even know who Gertie is! Gertie has nothing on you! Her head tilts downwards towards her knees, and her eyes go strangely dark. Oh. Then she jerks upward, her cheek pressed against my shoulder, and her smile reaching from ear to ear. Oh, Iggy, I'm gonna be the best model, the prettiest model, just for you, your angel. Oh. Ah, yeah! Her hand finds mine and she lets out a happy sigh, just leaning against my shoulder. Then we simply sit there, staring out across the gym at the faces of the classmates we'll likely never see again. For a second, I feel like I'm standing on the top of a tall cliff and looking down into the unknown. Things are going to change after this, aren't they? Never going to be the same again. Do not live your life for a man. Yeah, correct. Correct. Get up. Gidget, get up. You know what Gidget needs? She needs Consent 101 and Feminism 101. That's all she needs. Once she has those two things put together, she's good. Oh, and also dealing with the gender dysphoria, of course. All those put together and you'll be perfect, girl. I believe in you. The 2 water bottles in my pocket stay there until they grow warm. She basically lived for Iggy. Yeah. Crazy. I crack open my eye. But to be fair, they're all guilty of it because Genzo has feelings for Iggy for fucking 20 plus years. And then also Orlom has feelings for Genzo for 20 plus years. It's like, all of you, get the fuck up. Get up. Dude, like, come on. The world is colorful and bleary. My head cloudy, pillow soft beneath my cheek. I must have fallen asleep. I don't really remember. At some point, my memories had simply drifted off into black nothingness. The calming lull of the carriage rocking beneath us had probably knocked me right out. The love web. That's what we'll call it. I blink away the crust and sleep in my eyes, and allowing the light to drift in and the world to sharpen. Everything is tilted just slightly sideways. Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. And I realized he's so cute. Iggy's so handsome. I love him. I love how lanky. I love how tall and like a big willow tree. And his little stump. It's so cute. And I realized with the start with the pillow cradling my head and the one I'm currently drooling on is not a pillow at all and is in fact Genzo's head. My whole body is slumped up against him like some kind of limp doll, and Genzo himself is just sitting there, staring straight ahead, his arms locked across his chest. Shit, I groan and push myself up and away. The drool forms a nice sagging arc between his cap and my lip. Gross! Nasty! I also drool in my sleep, so I get it. I must have dozed off. I bring a hand to my forehead, pressing my palms into my eyes. Genzo just grunts. I toss a glance outside. We're still surrounded by trees. How long has it been? Genzo scratches his head. Not that long, really. Though I can't help but feel like he's lying. Let me, ask, I guess. He grabs the edge of the table in an attempt to I feel so bad for Genzo, though, because it's like, how's he even supposed to deal with this? Like, what's he supposed to deal? I mean, I guess he just has to be honest with Iggy, just like he's asking Iggy to be honest with Gidget. Like, it's gonna hurt him, but if he gets his feelings out and, like, he at least knows where Iggy stands, then they can go somewhere from that, you know what I mean? Like, he can at least attempt to move on, you know, instead of just, like, keeping all those feelings deep inside for forever. So I hope he does that. Pulls him up forward and out of the tight grip of the seat, leaning towards the closest window. You, cease. How much longer we got in this thing? There's no response. Cease! He pounds the side of the carriage with his fist. Hello out there! Someone shoves dicks in your ears or what? When there's still no response, he falls back with a disgruntled sigh, once again squeezing my pelvis into the side of the seat. Fucking clipboard-carrying jack off. I let my gaze drift back towards the scenery. Confess, Genzo? Iggy would probably still care for you. Absolutely. Their friendship is strong enough that they can move past it, okay? Or, if these are all canon, it's like, you know, like, he can confess it and he'd be like, well, I don't know where I stand or anything, and then... I'm in pain. The trees are still there, but they're growing sparser, and I swear I can hear far-off sounds of life, wheels rolling across cobblestones, the clink of tableware, doors opening and closing. Wait, maybe I start. When all of a sudden the carriage comes to an abrupt stop. Jesus! And the two of us go lurching forward. The edge of the table slams into my ribs and I let out a sputtered grunt. I'm really starting to dislike this guy, Genzo mutters. I hear what sounds like Cecil hopping down from the front of the carriage, followed by footsteps approaching the door. It opens with a jerk. We have arrived. But understandable that he's afraid. Of course! But you know what? Iggy was very terrified to say what he had to say about the situation with Gidget, and I think that it's like, you know, hopefully that inspires Genzo to be like, hey, I understood it, maybe he'll also be understanding towards me. That's what I can just hope. Thank fucking God. Genzo practically launches himself out of the opening. His foot must have got caught in the edge of the carriage, though, because his launch quickly turns into a free fall and he face plants on the ground in front of Cecil's feet. Oh! Cecil looks down at him in disdain, then holds up a silent hand to assist my own descent. I can't help but feel like some kind of princess as I take it, gingerly avoiding Genzo's prostrate form on the cobblestones. As I step to the ground, my gaze goes immediately to our surroundings. We're in some kind of small village, quaint, white and dark wood cottages surrounding us on all sides, and puffing chimneys punctuate the uneven horizon. This is incredibly familiar. And not just from my childhood memories, either. It feels far too recent for that. Gidget's here? I ask as though there could be any doubt. Cecil makes some kind of affirming murmur in the back of his throat. The mistress is hoping you would just join her for a dinner tonight. In the meantime, you may rest at the inn. My brain says no, but my stomach says yes. So much to my chagrin, I accept this culinary invitation. Cecil looks at him, blinks. It's a dinner for two. Genzo presses his lips together, looking positively affronted. Rude. You know, Cease, you're really starting to grate on my last nerve here. He cracks his knuckles with a twitch of his head. I bring my hand to Genzo's shoulder. It's fine, Genzo. We need to figure out what's going on here anyway. It'll give me a chance to talk with Gidget, so please? Genzo winces. His gaze drops. Right, of course, sure. Then he grins, but even I can tell it's forced. Don't worry about me. I'll find something around here. It's not like I'm used to dining in solitude. Now it's my turn to wince, but I'm not given time to dwell on the depressing state of Genzo's daily routine. Cecil oh, that's sad. That's sad as fuck. I didn't even think about that. Life hack to make me feel sad. Just have Genzo there, I guess. Cecil coughs pointedly, waiting for us to look at him, then cocks his head. If you gentlemen would follow me. He turns on his heels with an abrupt twist, hands in his pockets as he wanders off towards one of the nearby buildings. Genzo and I can only shuffle along after him, my brain already spinning 1,000 anxious threads from what dinner will bring, and where the night will lead. Oh god, the bedroom. Oh god. So many horrible things have happened here. I putter out about my room until nightfall. I don't really know what else to do, and my twisting bowels are doing their best to ensure I can't get any actual rest. I do take a shower, though, wash myself up, lie on the bed in my room, and stare at the ceiling, fingers laced across the nausea in my belly. About the time when my stomach is starting to growl in hunger rather than anxiety, Cecil comes to get me. He doesn't say anything, just staring at me over the dark circles beneath his eyes. Cecil's just here. I like him, he's chill. Then twist on his heels to lead me downstairs. I don't see Genzo on our way outside. I wonder if he's still in his room. I'm not given long enough to think about him, however, as the moment we exit the indoors, my breath is stolen by the awaiting scenery. Oh, the whole town has been turned into a glittery landscape of gold. Soft yellow lanterns hang from the eaves of almost every building, and strands of golden lights line the winding streets, almost like lightning bugs floating in the night sky. My mind goes instantly to the types of fairy tale towns I'd seen in the picture books as a child. There's something almost magical about the sight, and I feel the hair on my arm stand from the sheer wonderment. Do keep up? Cecil's uninterested voice snaps me from my reverie, and I realize he's already a good number of paces ahead of me. I jog to catch up, head still on a swivel as we make our way down the light-dappled path. There's so much pretty imagery in this horrifying place. I wonder where we're going, then realize I already know. That's right. We're going to the pier. We always go to the pier. Winding and weaving, we follow the path downward, and I see the dark expanse of the water come into view, and in front of that expanse, the strands of light forming a glimmering circle like a halo, with the small table below it. Ooh! She made us like a little dinner! The table is done up in sparkly finery, crimson tablecloth, silver cutlery, glinting wine glasses, dancing candles, and surrounding the table itself are about 50 flowers worth of petals, adorning the ground like scattered snowflakes. I like that she's, like, pursuing us, though. I love that so much. Go off. This is... I instinctively gulp. Beads of sweat are already starting to form along the hairline. This way. Cecil gestures me further along, and as we near the water, I see her. She's standing alongside the railing, looking out across the lake, but she turns at our approach. Hi, darling. Gidget. For the second time that night, I find my breath stolen from me. She looks gorgeous. Soft smile playing on her lips, eyes quivering, blonde hair cascading down her back like shimmering gold beneath the glow of the hanging lights. I must look like a deer in headlights because she brings her hand to her mouth with a little laugh. Hey, you. Hi. I raise my hand awkwardly. What the fuck is wrong with me? She takes a step in my direction, throwing a shy glance at the table, our surroundings. She's so beautiful. It's insane. This, I mean, they set it up for me. I didn't realize it was going to be so extravagant. They? I loop a hand around my neck, unloop it, shuffle my feet. Oh, right, Gidget's hands go to her cheeks. The, people here, I mean, they've really been taking care of me. I laugh. When I said you were coming, and it, being nice to have dinner, they kinda... She makes a semi-panicked motion with her hands as she throws another embarrassed glance at the table. Took things into their own hands. It's bringing up all the feelings I felt during their initial scene. The music, yeah. Oh, I see. But anyway, let's eat. Cecil said he's arranged for all the food, wanted to make sure we had the best. I throw a glance at Cecil, who's standing a few paces off, looking as disagreeable as ever. I can't imagine him wanting the best for anyone. Sure, that sounds good. We start for the table. I'm just about to sit down when I see Gidget just standing next to her chair. He's like, where's your manners, Iggy? Fucking hold out the chair for her. Cecil clears his throat loudly. Right. I pull at the collar of my shirt anxiously, then step over and pull Gidget's chair out so she can sit. Yeah, Gidget looks pleased as punch. Cecil looks like he wanted to murder me in my sleep. You know why? He's so real for that. I swallow nervously, then slide into the chair opposite Gidget. Cecil begins pouring wine into our glasses. So, I start hands going from the table to my lap, then back to the table. The Gidget speaks up before I can find my words. I knew you'd come, she says softly. You did? She nods, a shy smile playing on her lips. Something inside me, I just knew. I could feel it. I laugh. Even down to the day. Isn't that weird? That's how I was able to send Cecil to come pick you up. I hope the ride was comfortable? Oh yeah, it was fine. Great. No point bringing up the seating situation now, especially when Cecil practically breathing down my neck. I do know what you mean, though. I've had similar feelings myself, that things are familiar somehow. It's been weirding me out since I got here. Right, like, how in the world can any of this be familiar? Gidget laughs. The sound of it reminds me of an orange soda somehow. That's very specific, but I like it. Her gaze softens, drops to the table. And yet it is. Almost like this is right. This is where we're supposed to be. What we're supposed to be doing. No. The side of my mouth twitches. I'm not quite sure I share her opinion, me neither. I open my mouth to say something. Only for Cecil to cut me off with a plate full of food. Your dinner. Oh, thank you. He places it in front of me, a steaming hot plate with vegetables, potatoes, and a large steak as it... Oh, sounds so good. It certainly looks delicious. Just the smell of it sends my saliva glands into a harmonious ecstasy. Let's hope it's actually steak and not people. This looks amazing. Thank you, Cecil. Shall I provide musical accompaniment for the evening? Oh, that would be wonderful. Gidget brings her hands together with a smile. Would you? I would be delighted. He responds, completely deadpan. He shoots me another look of disdain. Before pulling a violin out, who knows where, and jumping promptly into a romantic interlude. At least no cannibalism here. Yet. Gidget closes her eyes as she listens, looking completely content. Wow. I take a hesitant sip of my wine. Where did you get this guy? Oh, Cecil? She brings a finger to her chin, gazing turned skyward. Well, I needed someone to help plan and arrange all my shoots, so I guess you can say he's kind of like my agent. Aww. But after a while, he started helping me out with other things as well. It's gotten to the point that I don't know what I do without him. I throw a wary glance in Cecil's direction. He certainly seems... The music stops. Cecil's eyes turn towards me. Dependable? I finish with a start. He must be satisfied with this as the music begins anew. What were you gonna do, Cecil, if we said something else? Gidget just smiles. She picks up her wine glass, swirls it around, and staring at the revolving liquid. Also, he was there for me when I first got here. I was a bit of a mess, to be honest. Head all over the place, and a bit of a dark place. I see her lip tremble. I don't know, it was like there was a moment when I just needed someone desperately, and then he was just there. My thoughts go immediately to the moment in the car. I love how he's so serious juxtaposed to the somewhat romantic scene. Yes, to the way she looked at me afterward. Dark, just the way her eyes are now. I can't help but feel like I'm the one responsible. That's great, though. Yeah, that's great. I take an overly large sip of my wine. You said, shoots? That means you're doing modeling gigs then, is that right? She brightens at this. Oh, Iggy, you should see me. I'm having the time of my life. Everyone loves me here. I've never felt so alive, so right. Like, finally, everything I've done is paying off. That's fantastic. Everyone loves me the way I am now. I get so many compliments all the time about how beautiful I am, about my hair, about the outfits. Oh God, Iggy, you have to see some of the gorgeous outfits I get to wear down here. What about what you said back in the car? Yeah, no, we're not gonna play into this, honey. Like, even if you kill us, you gotta hear it. Something about what she says makes me twitch. Like a weird, wiggling worm in the back of my brain. A nagging shadow of guilt. What about, what you said back in the car? She cocks her head to the side. I mean, now I'm starting to feel awkward, and also... Oh, I thought the music stopped. Maybe I shouldn't even say anything. She looks so happy now, after all. But at this point, I've already brought it up. I mean, fuck it. So running a shaky hand through my hair, I continue. About, not knowing who you are anymore? Like, if this is really what you want to do? And who you want to be, my mind continues, though the words stop short on my tongue. She simply stares at me for a moment, and I see the side of her mouth twitch ever so slightly. But then the smile returns, a little bit too wide. Oh, that? That was, just me overthinking things like normal. I do that a lot, especially when I get kind of down, But, yeah, I mean, now that I'm here, I've got it all figured out. I know exactly who I am. Now it's my turn to cock my head. You do? Of course! She displays her hands in emphasis. Everybody here, they showed me how beautiful I really am. Showed me that this is who I'm meant to be. Again, stop using meant to be against me. They all love me so much, Iggy. That makes me feel like some kind of goddess. And now... She starts before suddenly going shy, gaze falling to the table. And now I can see why. I thought that this place had already granted me everything I wanted, but perhaps my greatest wish is still yet to come. Her gaze tilts back up, eyes looking straight at me, through me, and I feel a strange shiver run up my spine. I stuff a fork full of veggies into my mouth. To be honest, I always think about you during my shoots, wanting to make you proud. I've been wanting you to see me so bad, to see what I've been able to do here. My face is starting to grow warm. I wanted to show you how beautiful I've become. She looks down at this, her own cheeks start growing pink. So I could be your angel. I promptly choke on a green bean. Eyes watering, I thump on my chest. Iggy! Gidget jumps half up out of her chair, and Cecil's music comes to a tonal halt. I sputter out a series of phlegmy coughs before I'm finally able to expel the bean from my throat, sending it flying back onto my plate with a gooey flop. Yum! Gidget smiles nervously at me, forcing a chuckle. Are you, okay? Sorry, yeah, just, went down the wrong tube. I reach immediately for my wine glass and down half of it in one gulp. Gidget sits back down, and Cecil sets back to his violin with a look of resentment in my direction. All I can do as I stare down at the half-chewed bean sticking out from my mashed potatoes. This is going to be a long night. Fortunately, the rest of dinner goes by without much fanfare. We talk about her shoots, what else she's been doing down here, which brings up the topic of Orlam. Oh right, Orlom's here, isn't he? But like everything at this point, this comes as no surprise. Of course Orlom's here. Where else would he be? 6 feet under, I guess. Gidget recounts a tale of one of his castle parties and grandiose pageantry. It's weird listening to her tell it. Almost like I can picture it in my mind. See him in my mind. She describes them dancing, and I can feel us dancing. My fingers between his hand on my hip. It's the strangest sensation, and I'm all of a sudden overcome with a guttural sense of loneliness, as though a piece of myself is missing. A piece that fits nicely, curled up against my side. Aw. Well, I'm glad that he still has some lingering good feelings about Orlom, because that relationship is a little confusing to me. Not like in a bad way, it's just a little more complex, I guess. It's not as easy to chew on. I'm sorry, something crazy is going down over here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. The VODs will be up, and I'm probably going to end in like the next 15 minutes or so. So, tuft of orange hair tickling my bare arm. I shake my head. I might have to dip. Don't worry. Have a good night. Feel free to watch the VOD later if you get the chance. And of course you don't have to, obviously. But have a good night. Hope things go okay. I shake my head to dispel the thoughts. This is getting weird. But at this point, I've stopped questioning just about everything. When Gidget asks what's wrong, I simply laugh it off. Laugh him off. Right, it's nothing. None of that's real. Gidget is real. In front of me. Looking at me. Waiting for my answer. That's right. I need to tell her. But no matter how I try, the words get stuck in my throat. Would you still want to be my angel if you knew? The smile on my lip quivers. Knew what I'd never be able to do for you? Thinking about the answer shames me, and my throat clenches even tighter around the words. Ooh, this is a good place to stop, actually. I kind of yapped most of this. I think I definitely could have gotten farther if I didn't talk through every little thing. But there's just so much going on. And holy shit, what a route so far. Like, I feel like this could easily be my favorite one. Like, it is just so much fun. Like, it's so much fun. And I don't even care if it's long, like, because I'm having so much fun with this arc. I love that it's different. I love that there's this, like, love triangle. I love all the flashbacks so far. I love Gidget. I love learning about her. And I love that she's still, like, kind of torn. Like, she's not fully into where she is, and I hope that we can help her without getting ourselves killed. It's like a fun challenge. I don't know. But I'm just really digging it. Like, I love it a lot. And I love her a lot so far. So I'm having a good time. And it sucks that I'm gonna have to wait a week to come back, but, you know, whatever. It'll be fine. I had a great time with it. And honestly, not too traumatic today. Not too traumatic of a Trauma Thursday. But I'm sure that's gonna change. I am sure some crazy shit's gonna go down. Shit that we are not prepared for. And I'm not prepared, but I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole, like, as always. So let me go to my end screen. Oh, wait. Actually, let me go to the main menu. Check this out. The main menu should be different now. Yeah, look at her. I love this dress on her. It's so cute. She's so cute. It's our girl. I'm very excited. So I'm gonna mute the desktop audio and showcase my schedule, which is available on the twitter.com. There we go. I know what I'm doing. So my schedule. Tomorrow we're actually going to be playing Gray's game for Fluff Friday. We're going to be playing Travelers and Tales. We're going to be going through her discography currently of her games, and I'm really, really excited. Today wasn't too traumatic, but I'm sure next week it will be, so playing Gray's games is going to help me get through that, basically, and I'm here for it. Then we'll be streaming again on Saturday. I don't know what I'll be streaming on Saturday. I have no clue yet. I don't know if it's going to be a work chill stream. I don't know if it's going to be an indie game. It'll just be whatever I wake up and decide to do that day. So it'll just be fun and hanging out with friends, because that's usually what it is anyway. And then Sunday we'll be back with Dragon Age. I've been abandoning Dragon Age because I was off last Sunday. But we will actually get the Mage Tower this time. For sure. This time for sure. Other than that, nothing crazy. Same old with me. I had a great time streaming today, and this is exactly what I needed today. I had so much fun. It went by in a fucking blast. I was yapping, but I don't care. I'm gonna yap about everything because I just love the game. I love our Wonderland. I love it so much. I get so excited to play it, and I love how it just gets better and better and bigger, and things become more revealed, and I get to love these characters more and more, and, like, even if the horrors come, let them come, you know. It's more time with everybody, and I never thought that I would have that relationship with this story, and I'm glad that I got to I'm just thankful for its existence. Like, it's been such a highlight for me lately. Like, it reminds me why I fucking love stories in the first place. You know, it brings out a side of me that I didn't even think I had, which is awesome. honestly, I could gush about it for forever, and I'll have every chance in the world to do so. And I appreciate everybody stopping by, even if it was for like 10 minutes or for the whole time, doesn't matter. It means a lot, showing support, all that. I mean, granted, I'd be just as happy basically just playing this by myself, to be honest, but I'm glad that I could do it with others, and you guys can experience the story with me, and it makes it a lot easier to swallow. It's so much more fun to talk with you guys and chat about it. And I love it. I love it. I love every part of it. I love the streaming. I love the game. I love talking to Carrot. I love all of it. It's been great. And honestly, like, I'm having so much fun going through the story, but like at some point it's gonna be over, and then like, what am I gonna do? Well, play the side games, but then that will be over. Like I'm at the point where I'm like, there's never enough content. You know what I mean? Because I just love being with them. But anyway, I'm in a mood. I'm in a good mood. So, that's going to be it for me today, though. I'm going to end stream about now. Thank you for dropping by, and I hope you have a good rest of your current time zone. I'm going to be laying down and getting ready to go to bed and for work tomorrow. Yippee! So, you guys have a good rest of your night. Bye!